Blink. Don't blink. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live again. We're back at it. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network, in case you forgot. But we're going to go through another pay-per-view, 2 in 1 day. Your two favorite hosts have all the action, all the reaction to Impact Emergence, coming off the heels of All In already today. 6 hours in the books, a few more hours to go. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, go get your friends. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live. We are back at it again, folks. Welcome, welcome to all those tuning in already and who tuned in earlier. I hope your weekend is still going wonderful. I hope you're doing well. We're getting into Impact. I got Alan Angels and Mike Speedball Bailey in the ring already to kick off this show, the pre-show. Nick and I are going to do a little recap of All In, share some feelings, more than a feeling. But
keep going.
Just to remind everybody out there, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is my partner, Big Nick.
I almost don't want to do the ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
you got enough of it after 6 hours here. But yeah, I was about to say, that's not the first and last speedball we've gotten on the screen so far today. But since we've already had the mark of the Merry Markmas that we had earlier with All In, should we have the Festivus for the rest of us now? And I want to start with the airing of grievances. That's tradition with the Festivus. Why Bleacher Report did I not get Grado, who was, I guess, the pre-show for the pre-show?
Yeah.
On my television screen.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We had Bleacher up, and we did not get Grado. That is
I found out, for those who don't know, I found out on Twitter afterwards that I guess Grado did come out with a go-go, the big show, all those, and take a guitar over Jeff Jarrett's head.
Yeah, which we predicted, but we missed it.
Yeah, and we got him coming out to Big Show's music instead of "When You Call My Name."
Well, it was Metallica or Madonna, and Tony...
Come on, Tony. You're flipping through the catalog. They're not that far off. Pony up.
Let's go. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuning in, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. We had over 400 likes on our last video, our last stream, so we greatly appreciate that. And the numbers continue to climb, and we appreciate everybody being a part of that. Get in the chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. We are live from Toronto. Our very own Luna Havoc is in the building at Emergence tonight, so that's a nice little touch as well.
Keep your eyes peeled for Luna. Steven, what up, my guy? What's up, guys? Ready for round two? I think we've got rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all lined up behind us there.
Right. We'll remind everybody we are back tomorrow for a 3-hour Raw. Woo.
In case we weren't gotten for punishment.
He won't let me leave.
Right. And I'm here because of a certain special boy who won't let me stop. Is that the Rebel Bar background? Why?
Yeah, we'll say yes. It kind of looks matches. That's pretty good. I like it.
Have that. Yeah.
That's the Wrasslin for Life background or bar.
Yeah, we need it, I think, after All In here. And again, not a bad show by any means. Not a bad show.
No.
It's we said it best towards the end of we're not mad, we're just disappointed. It's one of those of you let our imaginations run wild with how this show could have gone and left us with empty promises and broken dreams.
It's intense. But yeah, man. Listen, I understand. And I mean, I think this is the trick. I mean, when you are going to put on an extravaganza, when you're going to pound your chest and tell everybody you're about to deliver the show of all shows, you do set yourself up with a high expectation. So it is incumbent of you to get to that point. I mean, one of the disappointments of today is I'd say a good percentage of the chat I saw online was about Punk and Jack Perry, not about All In. This historic, once in a lifetime, you'll never forget it event.
Well, that's 100% a whole thing that we can get into, and I'll run off the chat. That's everybody's joining us again right now. We got Rocco, what up? Damien, what up? Rocco. Now a pay-per-view that will actually mean something and be good and I'm not even an Impact guy.
Hilarious.
Alexis letting us know that yes, they added more matches to All Out during the press conference, by the way.
Yes, they did. One of them is the winner of Penta and Orange Cassidy, and will fight Moxley at All Out. That is one of them.
Right. And then there's Omega versus Takeshita, the match
which we should have had it all
tonight. We're getting it at All Out.
There you go. At least we're getting it.
Jacoby saying, "Here we go." JPC, yo. Do you know OPP? Yeah,
I'm down with OPP.
AB, I still thought All In was a pretty good show. Like I said, that right there sums it up. Pretty good. When you're building up the show, the spectacle we were supposed to get, pretty good is coming in under the bar.
Let me put it like this. If it was Double or Nothing, if it was All Out, if it was any one of the other shows, if it was a fucking Quake at the Lake, and it was pretty good, not a big deal. Today, yeah, it's pretty good, but for what it could have been or what we were hoping it was going to be, pretty good. Maybe doesn't cut the mustard.
Yeah. Jacoby, what up? Christopher, what up? Raw says Tony needs to eliminate Punk's overwhelming use of power, or else he will lose a lot of good talent.
Why? I don't think that's accurate. I think everybody on Collision have been kumbaya-ing. So the only people that seem to be mad at Punk are the people not at Collision or allowed at Collision. Nobody.
Well, and even then with those stories, you saw a lot of dirt sheets that had to walk back false claims.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
There's a certain narrative that comes out, and they're normally initially reported by a certain couple of people, in case you haven't noticed. Yeah. But we'll just talk about this whole Jack Perry CM Punk thing, because yeah.
No, I mean, the thing with Jack Perry and CM Punk is and I mean, I get the sentiment, but what if Punk was 100% in the right here? What if he did nothing wrong? What if, it wasn't his fault? What if Jack Perry did have a chip on his shoulder from the previous altercation and did bump the guy? Because the story I read was not only did he bump chest with Punk, then he got in his face, and then he eventually got choked out, is what I understood. So, again, why is it Punk that needs to be why is he the problem? Why are we putting it on him? He was one of the best parts of this entire show tonight.
Absolutely. I think people jump to it being Punk, which JV, Courtney, Rocco, everybody went up. We'll get to in a second. But I think people jump to Punk because of his track record, his history, what have you. But 100%, like I said, if Jack Perry was already in there and had a chip on his shoulder, my biggest questions are, why are you allowing this to happen, Tony? Like, how are we in this environment? Granted, I know you're going to get somebody like Cornette or Dutch Mantel or whatever that's, well, back in my day, this type of shit used to happen all the time. Cool. Well, it's 2023. Let's maybe not have fucking fights in the locker room during what's supposed to be your biggest show, and that dirt sheets find out about it as it happened.
Yeah, that's the other part of it, is it was instantaneous knowledge.
If I found out about it at the press conference, cool. We shouldn't be live watching the show, finding out about rumors happening backstage. I shouldn't know what they're offering in catering because, fucking Meltzer's tweeting it out right now because the dirt sheets are what?
I know they got one less fork.
Yeah. And they have no skewers, no kebabs, and
no
catering.
Kebabs for you.
No kebabs and catering.
Jacoby, how you doing? Courtney, welcome back. Ben, good to see you. AB, just in case we haven't done it. Keyshawn, I saw you as well. Elimination Chambers is in the house. Rocco's rocking. What is roll-ups? Shout out to the main event.
Like I said, Rocco, you always get me with these fucking profile pictures.
James back in the house as well.
Oh, wait, no, I want to read that because as the good prophet, as the philosopher, Pat McAfee says, was what James says, be who you can afford to be, 100%. And Punk is one of the biggest draws Tony has. Jack Perry, be who you can afford to be.
Yeah, because the show would go on and not miss a hiccup without.
CM Punk fought the fucking EVPs and didn't get fired. You think if he fucking goozles you by the fucking neck?
Yeah, no, I mean, and here's the thing. I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. I think as an AEW fan, I'm sick and tired of these stories. I'm sick and tired of everything being leaked. I'm sick
Right.
and
Mike
tired of the
Bailey picks up the win, by the
unprofessionalism.
way. Sorry.
What's that?
Mike Bailey picks up the win, by the way, is all.
Oh yeah, you
Mhm.
seem to be slightly ahead of me. I just got the cover now.
Oh,
Good.
Maricopa.
No. But at the end of the day, man, I think that again on a day like today, the last thing you want to be talking about is this type of situation. You want to just talk about the wrestling and how good it was and what they gave us. And unfortunately, you know, it gets again another big event gets marred by nonsense.
Well, Raw's out here saying Punk's a reason a lot of talent got sent home from shows. Who?
Well, no, but I mean, the rumors were confirmed that Christopher Daniels wasn't allowed a collision. Matt Hardy wasn't allowed a collision. Ryan Nemeth wasn't allowed there. And again, if you are on the opposite side of what has been line drawn in the sand, if you were part of the group that ran into your locker room, I think you're keeping the peace. I wouldn't be so quick to judge Punk until if Malachi Black comes out next week, Nick, and says, "Oh, Punk's being an asshole," or FTR does, or Miro, then I'll pay attention. But as long as they're connected to Punk, connected to the Bucks, they're all suspect to me.
Well, that I was gonna get there with that, but yeah. Well, Christopher Daniels, I guess, allegedly, supposedly, according to the sheets, got the boot because, well, if Ace Steel can't be there and Daniels had damn near almost as much involvement in the brawl out as Ace Steel did, so you ain't gonna be here. Matt Hardy wasn't booked; he just was showing up because it was in the Carolinas.
Yeah, he said nope.
Yeah, and not Ziggler. I mean, we hardly knew you, we hardly missed you. So, but I do think that this could lead to a situation to now this is the second time that Punk's been there for a pay-per-view consecutively now. And it's ended in some fuckery, some chicanery, some shistiness backstage. And Steven's asking if Tony addressed it. I think Tony started off with about that whole situation and it's going to be handled, etc., etc. Now this leaves the opportunity for the Elite or for the Bucks or whoever to sit there. Hey, we told you this shit was going to happen if he came back.
No, absolutely. And I was just reading this comment where he can't be everywhere. You don't need to be everywhere if you're managing your staff properly.
Well, he does need help, but he also needs to actually put his fucking foot down too.
But yeah, at the same time, there comes Trinity. I wanted to read the comment above just because Tyler, welcome, says someone tagged Taylor Wilde backstage. Impact posted it. Now Jody Threat and Kylan King are in the 4-way. Okay.
Okie.
I'll take your word for it until otherwise proven.
I'll refresh my Wikipedia. Yeah,
incident is under investigation.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, All In was entertaining. The first match was great. I really enjoyed the first match and thought, here we go. This is really going to be something that we're never going to forget. This is going to be epic. Like they started with such a good energy, such a good vibe, and then it just flatlined until
the 6-man tag take the fucking air out of the room initially.
It took the piss right out of it.
If we would have gotten a singles match, then I think it would have carried it on a lot better.
If it was a wicked match between Kenny and Takeshita, yeah, man, probably.
Right. Richard out here again with the wild accusations. Keyshawn, people just want to steer a narrative. If that ain't the God's honest truth.
Amen. Nick, you know what else? Someone keeps saying, well, Punk's responsible for this and Punk's responsible for that. And I'm sure he is responsible for some things. But he's also responsible for your biggest draws and your biggest numbers, or some of the biggest ones in your company's history, as said by TK. So we can't rule that out. We forget that. And I keep saying, give them 2 months. Give the Collision crew 2 months on Dynamite and see what happens.
Yeah, but this is a high school. That's not going to happen. We've already seen that there's already fuckery and chicanery backstage, and Tony just looks like he's a substitute teacher with the rowdiest fucking classroom to fucking parent over.
No, absolutely.
MJF wants TK to do a pay-per-view in Mexico. Yes, I did see that get brought up as well, which granted. So the first question asked in the press scrum after your biggest show, your biggest moment at All In is, MJF, do you love your mom?
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Joe and Yuya coming to the ring, by the way.
Who leaks this? YB.
Nah, CJ.
Ho. That too. Word of pay-per-view in Mexico would be dope, be interesting. Well, we already know that they're going to be coming back to All In to Wembley next year. Is he going to do the numbers he did this year? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm just going to be very curious. We'll find out really quick. And like I said, if I was the WWE, I would push for that Mania in London in 2025. Right?
So, right. I'm sorry. I'm just lost in Joya coming to the ring right now.
Joya. They're looking like Wham.
It's
Wham.
Not so Magic Mike.
They should be coming out to Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Wake me up before you go.
Yeah. That's what should
Anthony
be
Go. Carson, what up? Sup, KJ Nick? NXT just announced on Twitter Akira Tozawa be there in tournament. In the Heritage Cup tournament?
Oh, okay. Akira
I was gonna
Tozawa.
say, it took me a minute to get to which tournament.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
Right.
Are they doing a cruiserweight tournament, just not calling it a cruiserweight tournament?
Little bit. It's the Heritage Cup because remember they're all fighting to get a shot at Noam Dar.
Right. All right, folks, keep the chat coming, keep it going. Right now, I got Joe Hendry and Yuya. So Joya.
Yes,
and they're taking on the Good Hands. So we know who's going to win this one.
Joe, you got a good hand.
Pause.
Liam, sup, KJ and Nick. What will you do with women's division now since Soraya's women's champ?
Bury it.
Burn it, end it. To be done with it. No.
I mean, listen, I don't know what to do with this, Nick.
He did address Mercedes, by the way. He said she's not signed, she's not booked towards anything. He just wanted to invite her to show to see everything.
To see how we do.
It's like a campus visit.
It's like going on in the back.
Visit recruiting.
Right? Oh, yeah, right? A campus tour.
Yeah.
Would be cool if they did a pay-per-view in Australia.
Okay. Interesting. MJF doing the kangaroo cake in Australia.
There you go.
Profiling.
Big pop.
Big hot pop.
What? We need context.
Right. Like, context is key here. And not context.
Right.
Keyshawn, is NWA good? Not anymore.
It's lacking. It's lacking. And I know a lot of people brought up the fact that NWA 75 was this weekend, and we'd rather watch what we've been watching. And unfortunately, this is what it is. It's up against stiff competition, and there's only so many minutes in the day, and the card on paper didn't look great. The Crockett Cup we watched both nights of. It was a struggle. Pardon me. So, yeah, we're just not going that route right now.
Yeah, it's Billy Corgan's just kind of going off the rails. There's a reason Nick Aldis, wanted out, and I tend to think I agree with him. AB saying, I'm a huge Soraya mark, not going to lie.
I was a huge, I haven't liked Paige's run in AEW. I don't like the Outcast and how it's been presented, and it's been silly, but I knew Tony was going to put the belt on her.
Well, we're getting a feud between her and Tony Storm now. Like, Sheeta is going to piss off to nowhere again. and Britt might take some time off till Hater's back.
Fair enough.
I think that's the way that they're going to go. We'll probably have Saraya beat up, Willow for a bit and maybe one or two other kind of baby faces, but that's it.
Fair enough. You're not wrong.
Saraya can team up with Britt till Hater comes back and Hater takes Saraya's spot in the Outcast. No, fucking no. That's two bad calls.
No, I think Hater's going to come back as a babyface and go after them.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was a babyface before. Courtney says, yes, NWA is good. I mean, the rap group's phenomenal. The wrestling product, not so much.
Yeah.
If you'd like to explain further, I'm all ears, but.
Right.
Richard out here claiming the wildest of attendances of 901,000 attendance of Impact Wrestling Emergence is claimed by Impact Management. I doubt that at all. I don't even think there's 901,000 people in Toronto.
I don't think there's a 901 people there. Never mind. I'm looking for Luna. Bonus points if you guys can find Luna.
Well,
wait.
But they do dim the lights all the way around just outside the ring there.
Definitely got some mood lighting going on. I think they're at Rebel nightclub, right? So they're like
that would explain the fucking bar background. The question behind this there. Well, I don't know these Canadian things,
right? Yeah, it looks just like the place.
Hey, how do you know we ain't doing it live from there?
That's what I'm saying.
They just snuck us in the back door. Luna just snuck us in there. We're like Hornswoggle when you hit out under the ring. We're hiding underneath the bar here.
Yeah. Card doesn't look that good. It's true. I mean, it's not all like, you don't have to throw everything out. There are some things on there worth a gander, but it's not what it was. I mean, it had a really bad 2023 in my estimation.
It really kind of just went squirrely, like TNA Dixie Carter squirrely.
And some of the matchups aren't compelling. EC3 versus Tyrus doesn't tickle my fancy.
More people want EC3 to win that match just so Tyrus will take off and retire.
Right.
Than I've ever seen anyone care about NWA or a Tyrus match ever before.
Yeah, fair enough. New Japan and AAA is working with everybody except WWE. True. To an extent.
Didn't Nakamura go over to Japan? No, that was Noah, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Noah.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I mean, at the end of the day, generally it's because, the WWE doesn't play ball with too many, right? So, but New Japan's done well for themselves. They're smart. They've really tried to create and expand on their North American footprint.
Right. Henry going crazy with clotheslines here. Emo saying, I'm sorry if I missed the AW UK pay-per-view, KJ and Big Nick. I don't get home till 11:30 p.m. last night from the live Christian music concert in Fargo, North Dakota.
There you go. I hope you had a good time.
You can always watch the replay always, though, with us.
It's true.
Right.
It's damn true.
I'm already broken. I think my crockpot ideas are better than Tony's at this point.
Doesn't make them good.
People don't forget.
All right, now Joe's getting the stomp going.
Two count.
Believe in Joya.
I believe in Joe Henry.
It's one thing to believe in Joe Henry. Joya is a tough one to get behind.
Yeah.
This might be Vampiro's last match in as he's already retired in AAA. Yeah, very much so, Mike. You're not wrong. Yeah, cool.
Nah. I already thought he was retired.
Well, he made his big comeback to NWA at Crockett Cup. Remember, he helped.
So somebody hit his music, if you remember when he was there at the fucking Triple Mania show, to where he wouldn't go past the commentary table until they hit his music.
All right. You hear on panel Saraya,
I'm assuming.
Yeah, Saraya said he and Tony Storm and her was fun together. Wait, this is clunky. Are we going to see a new tape soon? LOL, never mind. Okay, I got where we were going.
I know. Well, I'm glad we got there.
Nick? Yeah, it was a little clunky.
That's how you know the vitamins have been going for about 6-7 hours now.
A little. Sup, KJ and Nick? What's going on, Christopher?
Joya picks up the win, and now we're getting fucking show tunes number 2.
I'm telling you, wake me up
Before
you
you go. No, like I said, it's not so Magic Mike.
Not so Magic Mike. It's more like the Rumble Down Under. They want the young lions to develop some personality as you're seeing that. Help.
Okay.
I need help, somebody.
What in the... Why is Eric Young spitting up Kool-Aid?
This was him coming back to life.
I missed his resuscitation there.
Yeah, he got stabbed, but not stabbed enough to die. And apparently, there is no punishment for Diener trying to kill his friend.
I was going to say, Impact's a terrible working condition backstage here. People are getting stabbed and everything.
Right?
Like
You guys think you got
mad about Punk goozling Jungle Boy?
Right?
Eric Young got stabbed. We thought he died.
And he just...
It's like fucking Anchorman. Brick killed a man.
It's going to be a good match, I think. Yeah, right? It's going to be a good match. My wrestling parents work there, and they have Tim Storm on commentary. Right on. True story about Tim.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Only match I'm looking forward to Emergence is Trinity versus Perazo. It's an interesting card. I'm looking forward to Eric Young Diener. I'm looking forward to Deonna Perazo Trinity. I think the main event should be fun.
Do I want to know why you're looking into that, Steven? Is there a specific reason, my guy?
Yeah, right. What's on your mind?
Right.
But Steven also believes in Joe Henry, Joey a baby.
Well, how can you not?
Right. I believe in Joe Henry.
Right.
Courtney having a good time. Apparently a really good time. Daniel, welcome.
How do you feel about the back to school match between Kazarian and Eddie Edwards? School's out.
Right.
Oh, summer.
Man, listen, Eddie Edwards, I like Eddie Edwards a lot. We know where he's been. We've talked about Eddie a lot in the past. Frankie, we know Frankie really well. Both great workers. Together as a tag team, they were bland. And then as opponents, they've been boring as fudge. And like, I thought this rivalry was over. And then it wasn't. And now we're getting a back to school match for two like of the older guys in the company.
The guys who are teaching school is more than going to school.
The production guy's having a field day on Impact right now. You see what's going on? It's like blinking
all
over, showing the roof.
For fight. What?
It's like it just keeps flickering, like it was showing the roof, it was showing them, it was showing the clip.
Hi, what? Yeah, no, I got about 35 seconds right now on fight before it kicks off.
Oh, there we go. I guess I shall go check.
Ho ho. Well, even we're getting Sonata on the card tonight. We're getting the New Japan, the heavyweight champion, just randomly on the card.
You know what though? Impact and New Japan have had a good relationship, and so I mean, I'm okay with this. It's Impact, right? It's kind of the place where people come and go.
Yeah.
They're like the last stop out of town kind of thing, right?
Well, they're to get you warmed up a little bit, get a little bit of shelter.
Right. I got the FBI warning. Y'all are serious. Yep. $250,000. 5 years in prison.
We keep it real out here. What?
Shit.
This is America. You don't fuck up.
Right.
James saying, Steven likes cake like the rest of us. Yes.
He better. No, just...
Nikki Cross for Impact Wrestling. Well, she still works for WWE, so...
No. I think that's a nice shout, though. I think she could use an Impact. Look, the Impact given us In Memory of Wyndham Rotunda and Terry Fox.
Did you just say you said Terry
Funk? Terry Funk. My accent kicked in. Wow. It's been a long day, folks. 6 hours live already.
Well, did you see that there was an actual kind of halfway moment at All In? It was more of a guy dressed up as the Fiend kind of conducting the crowd, and they ended up singing, He's Got the Whole...
Oh, I didn't... We must miss that, too.
Well, no, it wasn't even on screen or anything. It was literally someone put on with their cell phone. I just happened to see it on Twitter. There was nothing on
Oh.
screen from AEW that really signified.
Sorry, 10 bell salute.
Very good.
10 bell salute, folks. Well, shout out to Impact. There we go.
We're good. We're good.
We good. All right. So kudos. Big shout out to Impact for making a stellar decision. They pay tribute to Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. Yeah, good on them.
Absolutely. Good on you. Good on you.
Steven got that one. Bailey Van Allen Angels pre-show match was better. Bailey verse. The pre-show match was better than half of All In. It was a good match. It was a good match.
Close.
All right, not bad, not bad. And again, nothing sucked. It just didn't hit the high note.
Yeah, it's like going to see your favorite band at a really big venue and everything, and then they're just kind of really off the whole night.
Was it the worst stadium stampede ever?
I was on a pause for a good chunk of it, so you can answer that way better than I can.
I'm curious what the chat thinks. We got almost 40 people hanging around with us for Impact right now, which is kicking off. But realistically, if you take a second and think, was it the worst stadium stampede style, if you want to include the anarchy and shit? Is it the worst one? I'm curious because it wasn't great, or maybe we're just desensitized to it at this point.
I column A, column B, column A, column B. I feel
like okay.
But we had even people saying in the chat that they do so many gimmick matches and so many stipulation matches and hardcore matches and everything that you almost literally you just get numb to it. You just expect everything,
right? Oh, here we go.
Courtney disagrees with you. She gave it match of the night. So,
what was match of the night?
The Stadium Stampede, I guess.
Really interesting. Different strokes for different folks.
That. Well, I kind of want to halfway click on Rocco's, but
KJ, with that shiny bald head, you can do cone heads. It's too round. I got more of a fucking bubble than a cone.
This man's got a sphere. It's spherical. Right? It's spherical.
He'd get done. And here comes Big Con and Diener.
So we're kicking off with Diener and Eric Young?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, shit.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off Emergence. If you didn't know, that's Big Nick. I'm KJ. And we've been here for a lot of minutes today.
Yes, we have.
And we'll be back tomorrow for more minutes.
And we're here for all the minutes.
All the minutes.
And we smoke all the vitamins.
Clearly.
Yes. Are you good, my guy? Do you need to pause for the cause?
No, I'm rolling. Why?
Okay. Smile Mark says, I think AEW production missed a ton of the crowd shots and chants. They cut away too early on several shots.
Interesting.
Or sorry. I was just going to ask, did we know, especially if you have friends, if you know anybody that was there, anybody that's watching this on a replay, I'm sure we can reach out to half of our friends that are out there and everything. Did we just not hear the chants? Like, did they actually happen? Like, was the volume turned down? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, it didn't seem like we got a lot. Like, and maybe like I said to you after the show, like maybe we just had become used to the WWE UK experience where, again, like multiple times a show, everybody's singing something. And we saw the last time at Money in the Bank, they're taking their shoes off, and they didn't feel like any of that.
I remembered Money in the Bank instantly after that because I was comparing it constantly to like even Puerto Rico and all of that. And when they went to Saudi, but when they go to the UK for Money in the Bank, literally O2 Arena, just shy of Wembley there, and you've got hey baby,
right?
And we got really nothing. We got a few chants here or there, little spots they'd go for a bit and then they'd run off. Not any huge chant.
Yeah, like, and maybe we're wrong, but I'd love to get a firsthand experience,
take on it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't feel like there was a lot of that. And I think that added to, kind of the feel of the show.
Right. Thomas is a legend. He was there saying,
He was.
How is it going, KJ and Nick? I just got back from Wembley. MJF announced they're doing it again next year, August the 25th.
Yes, they
How
are.
fast did you get out of that stadium, my guy?
Right. I mean, it was
you got a lot of people to get through.
It was a couple hours.
Fair enough.
They were chanting loads. There you go. So maybe it was just the bleacher didn't translate it well. Like, we did not hear a lot of it.
Well, well, we had some people in our chats even saying they had audio issues or anything like that. Yeah, it did not translate.
No,
any sort of a
very
vibe.
flat. The crowd seemed flat a lot.
Well, and Small Mark's out here with the sound theory of the open stadium may be to blame too. A lot of sound escapes to the roof.
Yeah.
I don't know. You see the WrestleMania in Orlando and stuff like that, or even in NYC at MetLife, and you still get the chants across.
Yeah, it's production at that point, right? Like, you got to pick up the audience.
Yeah, you got to mic the audio, mic the crowd better. Sorry.
Yeah, like we did hear some chants and a good amount for Osprey, but again, there was it didn't translate from arena to at least my coverage.
Right. It's an open arena and the acoustics aren't the same. It was definitely loud. Cool.
Okay. Nice.
If you were there, that's great. But what we saw and what we got to experience who weren't there was not great. Who you got, sir? Dina or EY? I think I know the answer, but
I gotta go EY.
Yeah. At this point, how can you pick against EY?
Right. Mox is now a hedgehog.
Oh, already with a tope out to Big Con. No, that's Mario with the fucking star. Sorry.
I hear Lacey Evans is going to OnlyFans, KJ and Big Nick. Why not? Make a couple mil. Run with it.
Yeah, she can be part of the, Charlie's Angels out there with fucking Mandy Rose, her and why am I blanking on her name now? The one that the UFC fighter.
Paige.
Oh, Paige Van Zandt. There we go.
Eric Young.
EY getting a ladder. Oh, right in the big gong. I keep wanting to say Kong instead of Con.
Right. A lot of swear words, though, like Aussie, wanker, for example. The woman match and the Stampede was a bit quiet. Yeah, there was parts of the Stampede where I was like, they were in the crowd and you could see the crowd kind of quiet.
But that's a problem. If you have that type of match, that's literally you're going through the crowd, and they're quiet. I'm not when we got hardcore matches in WWE and everything, where you've got Big Bossman and Al Snow fighting out into the fucking Panama Canal and shit. You don't see a lot of fans like, oh, look at that. No, they're trying to get in the goddamn shot.
Yeah, valid point. Prediction belt on the line? Sure, why not?
Oh, so then we got to start it with this one. So the pre-show for this doesn't start either. So whoever won at All In, you may never know because you might already lose this title here tonight.
Right. I'll try and figure out both before I go live again.
Oh, so then we're gonna have a champ. We're gonna have a dual champ.
We might have a champ. Well, we might have our first ever title defense by accident, by fluke.
We're gonna have the unified title. We're gonna have it come out in a briefcase and everything. Like when it's gonna be like when Kane and Taker both pinned Austin, and they couldn't decide who was champ.
Tournament, bracket style.
Tournament.
1-on-1. That would be hilarious.
You get designated. You got to be at this show, and that's your round to the fucking tournament.
Right?
Let's go.
We could pull it off. The wrestlers.
Where vitamin is up.
The wrestlers see each other as family. Quite possibly. Very true. For most part. Dysfunctional family in some cases.
Well, that's what we are here too. Dysfunctional family.
Oh, we got a bird. Yeah,
we never got a final countdown of birds versus blood.
Right. It was pretty close by the end. I think Trinity loses and leaves Impact. Deanna carries the division. I kind of feel that way too.
Ooh. Well, where does Trinity go? A-Dub.
A-Dub, home.
WWE.
I don't know.
WWE.
I don't know. Who's your pick between Eric Young and Cody? We both took Young.
Yeah, EY. Yeah, well, so then you got to start the predictions and end the predictions if you're putting the belt on the line here.
All right, predictions closed.
Yeah.
We give you enough time on this one. Kevin says, hi, KJ and Nick.
Hi.
Big Nick.
Hi.
As much as I love Trin, I agree. It's times to put the title back on the Virtuosa. Sorry, I misread that in my head. But
and out loud. Not just in your head, out loud too.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I think Deanna's amazing. I'd like to see Deanna move on as well. Sorry, Impact.
Well, that's the thing. Oh, we've got a fucking stapler. No, is this no DQ?
Yeah, this isn't like we haven't had enough. Oh. Back and forth they go.
Check out my ground.
Oh, the hand! No, not the hand.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
don't put my hand.
To go.
Oh, no. I would have taken it in the forehead first.
Oh,
the underarm's worse.
The armpit.
For anyone knows why we're freaking out, Cody Deaner stapling Eric Young.
Yeah.
Wow.
EY not doing any Old Spice commercials for a hot minute there after getting a staple to the fucking armpit.
Right. Deaner trying to put a towel rack in his armpit. What the fuck?
Right. Oh, yeah. So it is a no DQ match. I wasn't sure. If
I would imagine
an AW rules match of just there are no rules.
Right. AEW should have had plants make noise backstage during Stadium Stampede.
Listen, he already paid for 81,000 tickets. How many more people do you think he could fucking get there?
2 questions. First, who does Punk face at All In? Well, he faced.
Will he be with the company by All Out?
Yeah.
All In next year. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't think so. It already happened. Second is, does he close out All Out? Yes, I think he should. I mean, Punk in Chicago, some type of title match. Sounds
right.
Who
though? Does he?
I don't know. The only
does
one I can
he go against? Oh my God! What if they do it?
It's Jungle Boy. It's an angle.
No. You do him versus Adam Cole, and Adam Cole becomes the real world champion, and so we get real world champion versus AW world champion.
No.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, Master Wayne.
Yeah, no, not taking it. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Eric Young for the win. Big Bill versus CM Punk.
Why?
Oh. Death Valley Driver on the garbage can.
1, 2. Khan pulls him out.
If he could have done that the whole time, why is he just standing there watching?
Because he got his ass whooped before, remember? He was sitting there eating the ladder and everything else.
Eric Young for the win. I don't know, man. I think the design was an objective failure, and I love Cody Deaner dark. But listen, I think Deaner did a pretty good job of, those are big shoes to fill, Nick.
Oh, we're getting the handcuff here. Well, I was going to say, you're here, and I wish Luna, I know she's there in attendance, she'd be better to speak on this. He can't do it. His wrist is too powerful. But to speak more on how Violent by Design kind of went and kind of played out here, do you think it was a failure in the faction? I know, obviously, we had EY kind of leave and come back, and it got awkward and everything, but
I don't think it was a failure. I mean, they had a pretty good run with Sami Callihan got on the team, and then he shaved his head, and they picked on him for a while. Was it as good as Eric Young? No, it's Eric Young. So I think that's why people feel that way, but I don't think it was terrible. It just, keep in mind, it didn't have a whole lot of runway, right? Like it just, as it's going, it's done.
Right.
Or at least paused, kind of.
Yeah, well, so Khan's handcuffed to the ring post, and Diener's all emotional and all upset because he's about to get his ass whooped by EY with a trash can lid.
And that he is.
Right?
I'm not sure if there was 81,000 people there, as there was a section with black tarp over the seats, and there were a fair few empty seats as well. In all honesty, very interesting, Thomas.
Well, I mean, when you're over there going head counts, 1 little, 2
We
little,
should
3
have.
little marker, 4 little, 5 little.
It'd be very interesting. I mean, at some point, with the actual number not pan out, but like you said, people were buying tickets for the event from North America just to support the thing.
Right. It was the experience, and that's the biggest problem too of why we feel the way we feel with that card. Because overall, like I said, it was not the worst AEW pay-per-view at all, but it was built up, and you expected it to live up to so much more.
Yeah.
Oh, elbow drop.
You got 80,000 people to show up to Wembley. Instead of saying it wasn't one of your worst, we wanted to say it was your best, if not one of your best. And I don't think anyone out there can say that was one of the best AEW pay-per-views ever.
I wouldn't even say that's been the best AEW pay-per-view called All In.
Amen. Amen. And that's what we were hoping for. Right. So if someone out there thinks it was one of their top 2, 3, 4, 5 ever, I'd love to know, but I mean, you said it best.
I was going to say I'm up for the discussion. I'm all ears for it. We're not at all, sandbagging it or anything, which we felt like there was a lot of sandbagging going on throughout the show, but not at all. I wanted to be really entertained. I kept calling it the Woodstock of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And apparently Woodstock got rained the fuck out here because this was not living up to it.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, and dude, like you said, like pre-show, we were jazzed, like pumping the music. We have every reason to praise the show if we truly, and again, I thought the show started amazing. I really, really enjoyed the Punk Samoa Joe match. I thought Joe was on one of the stars of tonight. Wow. Choke slam through the chairs, and Diener's about to win. No, he's not.
Who, as Khan broke free of the handcuffs, by the way. You stabbed the man. He sat there and just bled out for fucking how many months and still survived. Right. You got to have to kill this man at this point.
Right? Go get your truck. What are you doing?
Make sure it's a Ford F-250.
Oh, yeah. They will be debating the true attendance for years to come. But you know what? What's good for the group?
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? And you know what? The WWE, they're both guilty of it, so I don't give a fuck.
Right. And that's we've got a board of barbed wire. That's the thing is, who cares? But to me, what bothers me is you have these media scrums and everything, and I get they're obviously fucking vetted out by the fucking company and everything like that.
Yeah.
But you have no one actually asking any real questions. Nobody actually really trying to break a story, trying to really get involved in it, trying to really press anybody on anything. If we're going to treat this like an actual media scrum, it's all just like, Tony, how would you like your balls licked? Pause.
Fair enough. Oh, wow. Eric Young shoving. Wow. He's got.
Wow.
He's got Con up. Who is this man?
He's got that zombie strength. Oh, double Death Valley driver onto the board of barbed wire. Well, more the edge, but still on it.
Wow. They might lose the belts at All Out back to the House of Black.
Okay.
Yeah, they just wanted the moment.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I still can't believe that they lost. Power driver. 3 count. EY wins.
There you go. 1-0. Better than last pay-per-view. This is a good match. I agree. It was a fun match. A fun start to the show.
Right.
Big
Boss
win for
saying AW4 Live. Glad to be wrestling.
Right. My bad. I stomped on that.
There you
go. Meltzer was planted there too. Where? I wish somebody would
planted everywhere like a goddamn tree.
Right. I'd like to see him planted out in the woods like a tree.
Whoa, now, whoa.
No, but
that could be implicating.
Not that dark. Not that dark. Here's a challenge, just like from the ankles down, so he can't fucking participate. Like a tree. Is there a challenge for both of you? You name a good AEW pay-per-view that you will now. That was such a good pay-per-view, because thinking back, the last good pay-per-view was the original All In.
All
Oh
Out.
my god, that hurt my head.
All Out.
All Out.
Been pretty
Revolution.
good actually most of the time.
Revolution this year was really good.
Yeah.
I thought, was Full Gear the last one?
It was
Or
either
Double or
Full Gear
Nothing?
Revolution.
Was it Revolution?
It was weird to get the fucking. It's amazing how they only do 4 of them, and because they only do 4 of them to get the fucking order straight here.
Yeah, we're like, what the fuck?
Right?
No, they've had some really good pay-per-views. Let's not lie. Like, what pay-per-view was it when we got both Brian and was that All Out?
I think that was All Out. Yeah, that was the end of All Out.
So I mean, like, they've had their moments. I mean, and Tony did well. And in the first year, he kind of got away with a lot of the, oh, look who just showed up as a big pop. At the
There was a Double or Nothing that was really good. I think it was like the first one.
Yeah, the first one was good.
Moscow the poker chip. Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah. No, they've had good pay-per-views. Let's not kid ourselves, guys.
Right. As we're getting a replay of Joya from earlier tonight. Right.
Joya. I believe in Joya.
Right. House of Black handing the belts over as if they were going to be gone for a bit. Ooh.
Again?
I don't want to. No.
Again? I hope not.
They were so over, and for them to just kind of get derailed like this, I don't know.
Yeah, like complete stop and start booking, Nick.
Yeah.
Like really stop and start booking with the House of Black.
Want to know. This feud has come to this. AB, is that a challenge? What are you talking about? So it's come to this, AB.
Right.
Want to know. I feel like from a production viewing standpoint, AEW and Impact look more similar than AEW to WWE.
Truth.
Valid point.
Fact. Yeah.
Keyshawn, I don't want to talk about this. We talked about this earlier. I'm very
Keyshawn.
It went on the pre-show before the pre-show. We were here for it. We would have been live. We could have seen it.
Yeah, it's so weird why that wasn't something we saw.
Why not put that just even as a fucking break on your fucking show? As what the Rudy Boo hell? What she just so they switched the microphone on the interviewer, who just then goes, Joya.
That was borderline and offensive.
Oh, so now we're getting talk about the attack earlier today. Taylor Wilde. Bro, this guy is not a doctor. Anywhere.
Was good.
That Santino Morella is more believable here, looking like fucking CSI fucking cop than this doctor out here that looks like Dr. Luther. Right. This man just put on a medical coat and a stethoscope and said, "You're a doctor now."
Right.
Shout out the Kentucky Waterfall, keeping the women separate, by the way. Bro, that man's got a mullet and a half.
That is an epic mullet.
That is the Kentuckiest. That is a Milwaukee waterfall instead of a Kentucky waterfall. That man has drank old Milwaukee straight off the back of that mullet.
So, folks, up next, we're getting a fatal 4-way tag team ladies match for the championships. Jody Threat, or Jody Threat, as Santino says. Jody Threat.
I got a treat for you.
Yeah, she'll be taking
Mike Tyson on Halloween. Come here, kid. Get your treats.
Yeah.
So King and Threat have never tagged together. Shaw pinned Slam up. Goddamn. They gave you the whole backstory in text. But so we've got the Death Dolls versus MK Ultra versus the Shantaraj and what was the Coven, but it's Kylan King and Jody Threat.
Yeah.
She will forever be Jody Threet from
Jody
now
Threet.
on. They literally Botchamania, Matthew, get on that.
And now Jody in her hometown of Toronto, so I'm sure she's ready to get out there and bang.
I'm sure Toronto thinks she's a real Threet.
She's an absolute Threet. Ball dropped on House of Black. Yeah, they're like the fucking witch and Wizard of Oz.
Get out of the get out of the
Now MK Ultra's winning this, guys. I don't even want you can all take the same. Like, listen, MK Ultra's the winner of this match.
Yes, and I'm still kind of thrown off, and I get a bit why, and I kind of don't hate it because to be Rosemary all the time, it's got to be rough. But we're getting Courtney Rush instead of Rosemary, and I kind of like Rosemary a hell of a lot more than I like Courtney Rush. If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but I'm sure you know what. Like you said, she's been Rosemary for a decade. Like, give her a break.
Yeah, I like Jessica more than I like Courtney Rush here.
Jessica's really coming to her own in 2023. She's had a really good year, and like even being like the MC at like some of the Revolver shows, and you know, she's been really just present, real more comfortable on the mic, a lot more comfortable.
Well, she's really kind of made her mark in pro wrestling, as weird as it is to say for somebody that's a veteran of that length and everything like that. But it's more of she's coming to her own, I guess, is like how you kind of putting it. She's found her vibe.
Yeah.
Stella got her groove back.
Yeah. Jody Threat, by the way. Jody Threet.
Jody Threet. She looks like fucking Soraya's mom out there.
Right?
Now I'm just thinking of the shitty spot that she took in the match because, of course, Carney's got a Carney.
This is one of the best entrances in wrestling. It's wicked.
If this doesn't spark something in you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, good
Whichever
Lord.
way you swing on that pendulum, this is going to spark something in your loins.
Right. Smack a little booty up with that belt. I was surprised that Daddy Arse won. I didn't see House of Black losing beforehand. I didn't see Y2J putting over Osprey either. Happy he did so. He had to.
The fact that was in contention is terrible.
Right? No, but he had to. Like, he had to go over Osprey, that is.
Bro.
Bro.
I feel like Fez, she gives me needs. God damn.
Let's do the time war again. But yeah, no, I said it. And listen, I just happen to be right. I wasn't right very often today. But if you were going to do the whole comeback from retirement, please don't retire. You know, it's the old Rocky movie where the good guy has to find his groove and come back and be triumphant. And that's all. That's why they can drop it back next week. He did what he had to do. He gave him his moment.
But still, and again, though, that to me, I don't think they even needed to go that route. I think they just had nothing for either thing and just kind of had them to get them on the card. I don't know.
New subscriber. Thank you. Welcome. Can't watch the event, so relying on your commentary. Beautiful. That's what we do here.
We got you covered on all the things. Even though Courtney's out here telling me to calm down. Never.
Calm down, Nick. Calm down.
Got the vapors.
But yeah, we got Masha Slamovich starting off against Giselle in a women's fatal four-way tag match for the championship. I'm taking MK Ultra for sure. Anyone else got a prediction? I guess I should close them. It's terrible at my job.
I'm new here. I don't know how this already flip off. I'm sorry, I didn't even know how this worked.
Y'all are cracking me up. That's the plan. We can make you smile. Bug Bunny.
What? What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? We got the What's Up, Doc over there.
Is that Bugs' unclean cousin? Like who's Bug Bunny?
That was Elmer Fudd playing doing the What's Up, Doc over there.
Right.
But yeah,
MK Ultra
to me wins this. Ooh, how you doing?
What are you saying?
I was saying MK Ultra is winning this match, but there's just a lot of redhead on redhead action going on.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes. It's provocative.
No one knows what it means, but it gets the people going.
Sounds like AEW had another typical pay-per-view, nothing too special. I didn't get to see it. Maybe. I have a question, and then Joe makes me think of it.
Uh-huh.
Has Tony, like, look, we were talking, like, a lot of people have said, well, they used to book like these great shows and he's had better shows. And then lately it's tapered off a little. But is it the fact of he's booking the same type of shows, giving us the same type of pay-per-views? He's just missing those big pops, those big pop moments that used to kind of cover up that the show wasn't that good.
Because he's burnt him out already. And
Yeah.
I think it comes down to he's already been writing on the last fucking piece of paper on his notebook. And now he's writing on the inside of the cover and everything like that. This man burned through all the stories and the booking plans that he had and has no way to come up with any more. He had a 3-year plan and we're into year 4 and he's run out of fucking ideas to
do. Did Eric Young win? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Jason out here saying peaches. I like how they had shout out the guy who had the Tony Storm sign, but the O and Storm was the peach.
Right. It was perfect.
Right.
AW All In was great. Okay.
Cake on cake on cake.
Cake on cake on cake on cake. Oh, we got a tag to Jessica or by Jessica.
All his favorites. Yeah. But
I got
people give them passes too, though. That's the fucking thing. Is that there's a fan base that will not go away with that. There's a loyalist, a fan base that won't budge one way or the other. Is loyal to that camp and sees no fault in anything, and he's fine with that being his camp, and he just thinks that that's gonna just keep extrapolating.
Yeah, for sure. MK Ultra for the win. Hey, bro. Champs retain. We could do a war game match between the ladies with red hair versus the ones without in the next match.
Yes. I was gonna say, do we count Jessica because it's kind of pink, it's kind of dyed?
Close enough. You're in.
Right. You're in. I like your Moxie kid. You're in.
Right. So we got a bunch. Jody, MK seems to be leading the way. Death Dolls got a vote.
Jody got treats. She got treats.
Treats. Daddy Graveyard.
I think, JV, you just keep saying the same type of thing. Oh, no. Grado versus Madonna equals All Out, maybe. No. We would have done it in the UK and we got it on the pre-show.
Right.
Ugh.
Really, you couldn't put Rush with Andrade and Lance versus HOB. Yeah, I thought they were building to Andrade versus the group, but possibly Andrade tweaked something a little bit, and I think they're building towards some type of.
I don't know. You got Roosh out here, making a whole fucking Equalizer movie to fucking toughen up his men and everything like that. It's where they're getting mugged and kidnapped and the piss beat out of them.
Yep, it's very true. Sean, TK announced Wrestle Dream pay-per-view October 1st in Seattle. 1-year anniversary of Antonio Inoki's passing, possibly another Forbidden Door type pay-per-view. Chambers, are you being real?
I'm gonna check that.
We're gonna fact check that one.
Right.
Fuck off. It's September. I quit.
No. No.
You had the Kingdom winning the Ring of Honor tag titles and interfering in the main event on a silver platter, and nope. I don't get what the whole point of the Kingdom and Roddy are at this point.
AEW to hold Wrestle pay-per-view in Seattle on October 1st in honor of Antonio Inoki. So not September, but still October. This man's a glutton for punishment. He started off with fucking 4 pay-per-views, and now he's starting to get worse than WWE. Fucking right now, give me 2 a month. Give me back-to-back, week after week.
Right.
This man's fucking playing at the blackjack table and is down bad and just won't fucking fold him.
Yeah, like if I make pay-per-views every 2 weeks,
to hold them, know when to fold.
I have red hair. Good choice.
That's fine because we have no hair, just at least on the top of our heads.
Big fan of red though.
Okie dokie.
How do you get a ref job?
Go to wrestling school.
No, there's sorry. My head went elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
There's a funny joke in there.
Hmm.
Do you see any titles changing on Emergence, KJ and Nick? Women's tag titles, nope. The other one's not being defended.
Well, I was gonna say, what other titles are really
I don't
being
think
defended?
Leo Rush is gonna lose.
Is he defending? Will it be the women's world championship? You don't see that changing?
Maybe. I think Deanna's gonna win that.
So
One.
when Kenny King versus Johnny Swinger?
Johnny Swinger never wins.
And Subculture versus the Rascals.
Rascals could win, actually. So that might be 2 for me.
Okay. Where's Leo on here? Oh,
maybe not.
And he's in the match. It's not a
he's in the
match.
8-man. That's right. So yeah, 2 titles are buried.
So
2023 Impact Moment of the Year. We've had a few. I'll put it this way. I think my favorite like week to week match of the year, and maybe one of the best Impact matches of the year.
Double drop kick.
Trey Miguel, Crazy Steve, Monsters Ball. Moment of the year.
Fair enough.
Alex Shelley winning the title was
spear by Courtney Rush. Sorry.
My bad.
Oh, you're good. I was just
Alex Shelley winning the title is probably one of the biggest moments of the year. Very unexpected, especially so quick.
Oh,
wow.
Jessica right now in control. Oh, eats a super kick from Colin King. Cutter.
Nice.
AW is WCW, man. Just be original. Just stop. But he doesn't know any better. That's just you naturally fall into that lot in life.
Well, yeah. No, it's funny. They talked about WWE recently trademarking a bunch of ECW pay-per-views. Which I was like, you know what? They should just bring back ECW and let them run the same style of wrestling show as Dynamite. Just let them go, not full ECW, but like ECW light, and just let them go every Wednesday right up against it.
But who do you put on that show?
We'll figure it out. There's a lot of people.
You can have that, I guess.
Yeah, you can have that. There it is.
MK Ultra with the double sexy Rhea pin, and that was provocative, and it gets the people going.
This whole MK Ultra thing, and by the way, outstanding tag name.
Oh yeah,
MK Ultra with the win, folks.
Hey, WWE. That's how you book a women's tag team.
Yeah, go get these ones. Look,
right.
We probably wouldn't get much of this, but
I mean, I'd be all here for it. You don't think Hunter would want something like that, Mr. DX, all that?
I saw that.
Steph, I'm just booking it for the show. Dear.
Dude, I got a PG Terry Funk match. I don't want to see what a PG MK Ultra looks like. Not the same.
Sorry.
What are we getting? Or we're getting a Johnny Swinger package. He might win.
Well, that's why I halfway when you first said PG Terry Funk, I was like, well, hi, Johnny Swinger.
Right. The Kingdom wins Ring of Honor tag title. You have them interfering with and crash the main event. The main event goes to double DQ and restarts. You just kept running there, bud. And tag team match for the Ring of Honor tag titles, and you have MJF Cole win. Yeah, that's a lot of jogging.
So on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. That's literally Monday Night Raw booking in your biggest show. I think it was already worse enough that they did the draw spot to where they both had the double pin. That already kind of killed it.
Right. Killer Kelly won. Courtney's 1-1. We're right on. Killer Kelly Impact Moment of the Year, EY return. That's a good one. I think what was it? When Scott D'Amore snapped for the first time was a pretty cool moment and hitting the
or
Canadian
was it Scott D'Amore getting put through a flaming table?
Right.
That very much could have been the mark there.
2-0. What's up, Steve?
What up? What up? What up?
Boom,
I got
boom.
Johnny Swinger getting interviewed backstage. He looks like if Don Callis became Braun Breaker, is really what Johnny Swinger kind of looks like to me. As KJ's taking a pause for the cause. Peraza win yet? No, she hasn't been on so far. So far, all we've had on the main card was EY went over Diener, and MK Ultra retained the Impact Women's Tag Team titles. Well, he's the Canadian Frankenstein, of course. Kevin, what up? Steve G, what up? What up? What up? What up? So we're getting Kenny King versus Johnny Swinger right now for the Impact Digital Media Championship. So let us know your predictions. Let me know who you're taking. You could win the Wrasslin for Life prediction title. This is going on with this fucking backstage promo here. WWE would ruin MK Ultra. GCW helps Masha's Mystique and Image. Yeah, a bit, but I think if they could they not do a bit with Masha, a bit like what they're doing with Shayna Baszler right now? Shayna Baszler either is in that kind of little faction that grows or she goes against them. I know it sounds a little bit like the Brady Bunch with Masha, but I think she could transition pretty well over there. And same with Killer Kelly, by the way. But the whole kind of I get what KJ was even saying with like the whole provocativeness and the little teases and everything like that. But I still think at times WWE is willing to push the edge on some things, just as long as you're not asking people to pay for it. As Johnny Swinger is coming out in the mini kind of mini ring setup that they had. I can't remember what WrestleMania it was. It might have been 3 or 4 here. Hell, it would have been a lot better than what we got. I'm trying to make sense of why would you put the titles on them and then have them close your show with them hugging, crying. We're all asking that question. We all are. Damien taking Kenny King for the win. 20 years ago on this date, Swinger won his one and only title. Stripper Kenny might be in trouble. Jason, is that a fact? I don't know if I want to trust that that's a fact or even. Where was Swinger wrestling 20 years ago? Kenny King wins. Kenny King 2-0. Let's go. That main event just proved MJ's title run is flat and the steam ran out, and you got Punk as the champ. I think it's more of just you're not fully wrong with that, but as a championship run, the championship has not been the main focus of this at all. It has been fully MJF based, and I get obviously you're establishing him, everything like that, but there has been few and far between title defenses, and what title defenses we've had have been marred in some sort of just something that leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Whether it be the commentary screwing up the match between him and Cole before, whether it be this match to where it had its moments where it was really good. I mean, the draw spot was awful, but then we turn around and we get, oh, just give me 5 more minutes. No, we're going till we have a winner. And then it kind of just got a bit flat, and we ended up with hugging and crying and emotions and all of that when we thought it was really going to be the blow off and the payoff to that whole story. So you're not fully wrong. You get half credit. AB's taking Kenny King. Hurry up with the streaming service deal, DK, because 3 pay-per-views in 6 weeks, bang, getting very expensive. Yeah, too much. The price of AEW pay-per-views is too damn high. Anyone interested in fantasy football? Draft in the chat. Small market. This man's getting excited, which, by the way, we do have our own fantasy football league and everything like that. If you are interested in joining everything, I think maybe when I pop on a pause for the cause, I can drop the link in the chat and everything like that. But 100%, if not, join our Discord, all of that. If anybody wants to be a good doobie, they could drop that in the chat for me. But so I'll close off the predictions right now as we're getting ding on Johnny Swinger versus Kenny King for the Digital Media Championship. All right. Swinger wrestled both in WCW and ECW. Fair enough. I did not know. Is all in and all out? Who what? $100. Yeah. It's a little bit pricey there. A little bit pricey. Zicky Dice was in the NWA pre-show battle royal. Well, he was on, I believe he was on Collision last night, just getting jobbed out too. The show is not over, and it's already been a wild night. Okay. Who is your pick between Kenny King and Johnny Swinger? I'll take Kenny King for the win. I think that Kenny King's still a vet. Obviously, Johnny Swinger is too, but I think that they're still kind of building something here with Kenny King. Johnny Swinger's a bit of that comedy gimmick a bit. He's, an old man's Rick Boogs, I feel. So granted, it's the Digital Media Championship, but I'm still hoping that Kenny King gets the win. How many people so far joining the fantasy football draft? Right now we have 9 teams, I believe. By Courtney, I guess. But yeah, I think we have 9 teams right now. Swinger with the rotary phone with the 5-mile long gourd. Fair enough. As we're getting the crisscross spot. Oh, back elbow to the back of Kenny King here. Already got that one. As Swinger with the stomp on Kenny King here. Double chops. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, swing crossbody there. It's the Digital Media Championship, so Swinger could win it. They'll get all the tiki-talkies and all the shorts and the memes and everything with Swinger being a champion. But I think 100 9 teams in the fantasy football. There we go. That's messed up what you guys did to the Navy, bro. Oh, about Notre Dame? Yeah, no. Sometimes you just need to put a foot in somebody's ass. You need to stop a mud hole in somebody's ass and walk it dry. But yeah, no. 100% Notre Dame coming out, stomping a mud hole on Navy. And yeah, so now we're back into the full swing of football as well. This was the first weekend of college football. And it's crazy to say. It feels good to say. Autumn's just around the corner here. Or actually, fall's just around the corner. I think we're in autumn right now. As Kenny with a 2 count after a slingshot spinning leg drop. Stomping on Swinger's hair. Now, I don't have, obviously, the longest of hair, and I don't know if somebody stomped on my beard, if that would really hurt too bad. But if you have long hair on the back of your head, would that actually hurt? Somebody stomping on it? Oh, Kenny King goes for the shotgun drop kick into the corner, and nobody home, so he just posts himself. Big stomp from Swinger. As a man with long hair, I can confirm it hurts like hell. Well, fair enough. I can't speak from experience. Back body drop from Swinger for a 1, 2 count. Oh, back drop there. So I don't. What did that land? Was that was very, very botchy of the slingshot leg drop. I think Kenny King Swinger caught more of Kenny King's like forehead than around his like upper chest where he was supposed to land. Oh, going to that day, Mike says, let's bring back Catholics versus conflicts. Notre Dame fans know what I'm talking about. Yeah. For those who don't know or who are of a certain vintage, it was when Notre Dame played the University of Miami, and it was a very much different time, and also bulletin board material for the University of Miami, which at that point, I believe that's around when they had like Michael Irving and everything. and just whooping ass.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hi.
Swinger falling in the top rope.
Right.
Ugh. As a man, got that one. Got that one. Dun dun dun.
Now, do you know who this gentleman is with?
Jean.
He's just
Gene something.
He's just jacked up Reggie.
Yep.
That's what it is his, his braids and everything just went inward, so he grew taller.
Oh.
He's got kids, damn it. He's popping up. And no signal from the venue.
Hilarious.
How fitting with the week that was and the week that has been in pro wrestling, that after a pay-per-view that has failed to live up to the hype that we expected, after everything else we've dealt with this week, we're literally, 3 matches in, and no signal from the... Oh, we got signal back. But still, we get into right where they would have had to finish big spot. No signal from venue.
All right. As Kenny King setting up Swinger. Which is weird because you thought weird.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice to know that. Oh. As he wins with the F4 3/4.
Didn't he just take out Kenny?
Yeah. And then we had no impact.
Okay, I'm so confused. All right, fair enough.
Literally in the Luna Havoc. Tune in this Thursday as Luna has the exclusive as to what actually happened at Emergence after Heath came out and attacked Kenny King, because all of a sudden this man rose up like Jesus Christ out of the fucking tube and just came back and won this match. And now they're just stomping away on Swinger. And where was Heath after this man just jumped Kenny King and just left? Didn't want to make sure that his, attack followed through with.
Right. I'm not done with you. Jimmy Graham just scored for the Saints. There you go. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, if only he would have done that a lot more for the Seahawks. That would have been nice.
The match I got circled on my calendar is Uni of Michigan and the Buckeyes versus the Buckeyes.
Everybody has that. That's Alabama, Auburn. That's, Florida, FSU, shit like that.
Right. So that, I think, is that the end of Johnny Swinger? 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Shit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's... Where did Tommy Dreamer show up from?
What?
Tommy Dreamer's just out there looking like somebody's fucking dad at the cookout getting stomped out.
I thought it was a crowd member.
Well, they both wear sweatpants, so you're not wrong. As I say that, as I'm wearing sweatpants also as well. But
why are they mad at Kenny? Where did Dreamer come from?
You're the one that watches Impact. I'm a visitor. I'm Paul Heyman with my visitor's pass on my phone.
Right? I have no idea why that happened. 3-0. Can someone please confirm? I read a report Punk was sent home and suspended. The only report I read said Jack Perry was sent home.
But then you have even Miro responding to fucking tweets and everything like that about.
Oh, really?
Not true. Or yeah, it was like the Wrestling Purist or something like that. I think he responded to. But yeah, I'll Google what I can find. Yeah, Miro disputes story that Jack Perry confronted CM Punk backstage at AW. PW Torch. I don't know if I want to trust this fully, but let me see. Perry had antagonized Punk during his pre-show match against Hook when he looked at the camera and made a reference to a dispute the two had earlier this summer. Perry had wanted to, so we're talking about that. I guess if we went and watched this back, someone can confirm this to where Perry yelled into the camera.
Yes.
You know what this is here? Real Glass. Go cry me a river.
I can confirm that. I've seen that.
Okay.
Clip. Yes, that did happen. 100%.
Fair enough. And then it says backstage Punk confronted Perry as Punk headed to the entrance area for his match. So they met at Gorilla. Our sourcing indicates Punk got into Perry's face and asked if they had a problem as words were exchanged. Punk pie-faced Perry. That's a lot of P's to read off in a row, but also not the first or last instance I feel of people getting pie-faced backstage at AEW. I think Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara know about that all too well. And then restrained him from a face lock and threw some punches at him before he was pulled off. So he pie-faced him and it was a pull apart. That was it. As
interesting.
Fightful report says one side of the story said Perry approached Punk backstage first and bumped into his chest. Punk put him into a choke before it was broken up. So either way, that probably Punk pretty much just headlocked him and they got pulled apart. A PW Insider Elite report said Punk went after Perry and even hit Perry, but said versions of the story vary at this point. The stories don't differ greatly in terms of delay on the start of the opening match, and the production crew was scrambling to find a way to fill time if Punk wasn't able to come out in time. So apparently it almost threw off the production timing of the show.
Right.
PW Torch has learned both wrestlers have left the building. Perry was asked to leave first because his match was over first. Punk left after his match. But if he was going to be part of the post-match angle with his Royal World title belt, he might return. That's about it. Yeah. So no confirmation as far as anyone being suspended or anything like that already.
Sorry, I was trying to catch up on the same thing you were.
Yeah,
no, I mean that's crazy, dude. And there's a lot of talk about nonsense, more nonsense. And I mean, again, there's got to be something. Maybe it is best for Punk to move on, even if he's not at fault. If he's
but even then, if that's the case, if Jack Perry did that, that's him clearly taking a fucking shot.
Yeah,
and so you expect Punk to not really. You know who CM Punk is. Let's be honest at this point. You know if you take a shot at this man on camera, you're gonna have to deal with it when you walk back through the curtain. So he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it's like the no consequences for your actions blow my mind. Right? Like if you're gonna do it, you know there's gonna be some type of response. You assume, or you're dumb.
Or both. But yeah, you would expect that. And like the people that are like, oh, well, it's on Punk and fire Punk. And he was responding to someone blatantly taking a fucking shot and going at him. Yeah, he may have not in this day and age handled it the best of ways, but still.
Yeah, and I mean that becomes the argument of like, well, what do you do? Like, how do you solve this problem? It's clearly a focal point for one half of the locker room, and it doesn't seem to be an issue for another chunk of the locker room. So I'm confused.
I think you're going to get an outright roster split.
Right?
Here's start running shows like how WWE did of SmackDown pay-per-views or Raw pay-per-views.
It's funny. CM Punk's side, Jack Perry approached him, got in his face, bumped him, Punk shoved him and choked him. Other account, Punk approached Perry, they exchanged words, Punk threw the first punch, grabbed a front face lock, and it was broke up.
Either way, I don't give a shit. I'm of the mindset of Punk or Perry was in the wrong of already you're taking a deliberate shot and you're obviously saying it. To me, Punk's, I don't want to say vindicated, but if that was any other situation, you have somebody that would confront that person and say, do we have a problem? And where it goes from there is where it goes from there. Mm-hmm. The fact that we learned about this in real time is the bigger story that everybody's sleeping on. Why did we know about this as it happened?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
We knew about it in real time.
Yeah, that should be something of maybe Tony addresses it at the press conference, and then where everybody's wondering, what is he talking about is getting investigated right now. Versus literally we're 2 matches in, we're first match on the main show done, and we already know about confrontations and fighting backstage.
Yeah. Like instantaneously, Nick. It blows my mind.
Instantly starts it off with a sour taste in your mouth.
Right. House of Black tribute to Bray Wyatt. Temple, good to see you, and I agree. A bunch of people picking the Rascals, Subculture, Rascals. Funny when more people are talking about the fight in the pay-per-view. That's kind of our point.
Yeah.
Rascals, Subculture. I heard he choked Perry out. Yeah, I mean, everyone keeps calling Punk soft, but he keeps winning the fights. So I'm a little confused.
Softest man alive, but he comes out unscathed, and other people are getting thrown out of the building.
Right?
Or they just, it's everybody. We just gotta, for your protection, we just gotta keep you away from beating him up. Too bad.
Right? It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. And it was one of the first things that came up at the press conference.
Literally the start of it. But I'm taking the Rascals, sir, and I'll be back for a minute.
There you go. Right now, we got the kickoff of the tag title match. Subculture taking on the Rascals, and it should be a good one, folks. Both teams high-flying, fast-paced. Rascals recently reunited. Zach made his return to Impact, and here we go. So a lot of people speculating what could happen with Wesley one day. Would he come back and join his counterparts in Impact Wrestling? But we will see how tonight goes. We got both teams lined up. I'm taking the Rascals. Now, Subculture, new on the scene, won the titles fairly quick. We will see what that means. Dun, dun, dun. I want Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander at the next Impact pay-per-view. We could get that for sure. I'm really curious what the status of Steve Macklin is. Most of the people that are against Punk are snowflakes. That's partly what seems to be the problem, right? Like, it seems a generational thing where the fact of like, well, just because I said something doesn't mean you have the right to tell me anything. And that's what, like, Jack Perry shot his mouth off. Punk responds. But regardless, it's not healthy. It's not good for the working environment. At the end of the day, no matter who's right or who's wrong, Tony's got to make a decision. Tony's got to figure out what's best for his company and put his foot down. He really does. Right? He tried to ignore it. He tried to, create a whole new show with people on it. I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's going to have no choice but to either stand by Punk and publicly state that or let Punk go. When was the last backstage incident that was reported? The night of a WWE event. Sasha and Naomi walking out. Brock threatening to leave after Triple H takes over. There was rumors of the Judgment Day and KO and Sammy having some squabble about how it went, but it didn't lead to a melee. It wasn't reported. We didn't get full details. We didn't get the Judgment Day tweeting about it, and then Sammy and KO tweeting back, and then fans picking a side. Again, it's just when Triple H makes the comment, secondary promotion, these are the things that he's referring to. And I know people get offended by that, but you guys got to be realistic about it. And realistically, the fact is, all these little Mickey Mouse interferences, distractions, nonsense is stopping you from being successful. The egos, the childishness, the fighting, the politics, they're hurting you. And the last company that tried to take down WWE let politics and backstage bullshit destroy them. And Tony needs to figure out a way to solve this problem. The other company is handling their business better. You rarely see a WWE talent spout off publicly about anything. They don't take the time out of their day to go find fans and tell them what idiots they are if they, didn't like a match or don't like a wrestler. Look at, kind of the way we've seen it with a lot in the past with AEW, including Chris Jericho. So it blows my mind. Rascals win for Luna. There you go, Mark. Shout out, 33 likes and 33 views after 6 hours of wrestling earlier. Wicked. We appreciate that, folks. Let's get that viewer number to 100 tonight. Let's go. Let's see if we can give Impact some love. KJ White, Big Nick, your YouTube channel is great. Kevin, we appreciate the love. We appreciate you being here. Like Big Nick just said, 6 hours earlier tonight. Over 15K views. A lot of people tuning in, a great average. The watch hours were outstanding, and the channel just continues to grow. We can't thank you enough. And all we ever wanted to do was create a fun place to talk about wrestling, whether we loved it or hated it. We wanted a place where people could talk about it. And we appreciate everyone who's here right now and anybody who ever stops by for even a moment. So be a friend, tell a friend. 3-0 only match. I'm not sure who wins is Trinity versus DP. 6-man could be a shocker too. 6-man's going to be interesting. Or 8-man. I'm old school. If I have a problem with Punk, I go straight to Punk, straight up to Punk, and let's throw hands. But before we do, I'm going to get paid for this. Let's kill each other in the ring. Listen, again, we've heard crazy stories in wrestling past. Affairs, wrestlers taking other wrestlers, women, infighting, not getting along. And time and time again, the wrestling business would turn that into money. Now, when you work the indies for years, you might not have the experience with that, because if you have a beef with someone, you just go to another, you float another path. You don't necessarily have to ever work with somebody that you have a problem with. But when you're in a company and when you become EVPs, your whole perspective has to change. Your whole approach has to change. You have to grow up. You have to mature. And I think that's why some of the Young Bucks matches aren't resonating. Some of their angles aren't resonating, because it lacks maturity, which is ironic because they're competing against the PG-14 company. And you think it would lack maturity. And sometimes it kind of can. But the type of maturity that is affecting Impact right now, it's sad. And I keep saying it. More and more fans have to be honest about what they're witnessing, what they're watching. That's how you'll get better booking from Tony Khan. That's how you'll get better decision-making from Tony Khan. You have to be vocal. You have to be honest. And I think people getting something that was less than what we expected and then acting like it was amazing just because we got something, I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't change the narrative at all. Macklin has been cleared. He could appear tonight. Thank you, Michael. That is my intrigue with the whole Alex Shelley, Josh Alexander situation. Steve Macklin could be an impact here tonight. Pun intended. I'm sorry you're softer than the wrestlers you like. Amen. And that's what it comes down to. Listen, I don't give a shit. And I said this. I think a lot of the fans are tired of the Punk story. I don't give a fuck who's right, who's wrong, who hates who does what. Just get your shit together. Put on a great wrestling show. Put your shit aside and give us the best business possible. And I honestly believe that the backstage politics and Tony trying to be everybody's friend ended up hurting the overall success of what was presented to us as fans at All In. Didn't hate All In. I liked it a lot, but it didn't hit the mark. It wasn't booked like a marquee show. It wasn't booked like a show you'll never forget. It wasn't booked like a show that's going to be one of the best shows of 2023. You had 81,000 people. That should have been a slam dunk. It's why you see WrestleMania. Like, we did our 6-month for Life awards. We're going to do our year-end awards. WrestleMania will be a candidate for that because that's where they put their best foot forward. And I just feel like Kenny in a 6-man match, we could have probably got better. That 6-man match seemed to deflate a lot of the crowd. Samoa Joe, Punk, great. But the women's fatal 4-way felt a little flat. I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good. But we just had Stadium Stampede right before it. That's a real drop in the adrenaline rush. Stadium Stampede felt like been there, done that, doing it again. Nothing special, but that's on them. That's their fault for always doing shit like this. Even in the same show, the coffin match was what it was. Is the coffin match a match of the year candidate or something that 2 years, 3 years from now, do you remember that crazy coffin match? Probably not. Let's be real. So that's where the disappointment is for me as a fan. But right now, this match has been on fire, by the way. I know I'm talking a lot to the chat, but this match is nonstop. And we got a huge stop on Miguel. Bucks aren't mature. Exactly. Yeah. And they lived in a world where they had become the cool guys. They were the cool guys in high school, but now high school's over. But they still kind of holding on to being the cool guys in high school. That's what it feels like. And the storylines of he's my friend and you're his friend, I'm your friend, they're their friend. It's a lot. Like the main event, your biggest show ever in front of 81,000 people ends with everybody just crying. He doesn't love me. I thought you loved me. He's mad at me. What the fuck? And I'm all for it. I'm all for some type of emotion that makes sense. But it came off like watching an episode of Full House, like bad acting. They're not actors. And I don't think we went off the air going like, oh my God, what a night. I don't. And maybe some did. What's up, Mr. Holland? How you doing? How you doing? I like when you're happy. Good to hear. I'm going to eat Skittle gummies. You can do that and listen. All those. I'll do one better, KJ. When WCW was kicking WWF's ass, who was on top and what was the issue there in WWF? Answer: Shawn Michaels and his shenanigans. You're not wrong to an extent, right? Because WWE really ends up turning the tide as they move away from him a little bit. And again, I think it's your top guys become your top guys. Like your talent, like The Rock, like put it this way. If Austin was in AEW and he's clearly a superstar, Austin 316 is on fire. Everybody thinks it's amazing, but he's got beef with a couple decision makers. So they don't book him as well as they could, or they only put him on a weekend show. How much would have that hurt A, the company, and B, Austin's run? And I think that's what's happening a lot of, both in the male and female locker room. We've heard rumors of the politics, the clickiness, the not, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I will not be convinced that Jericho getting booked against Will Ospreay was a good choice. Because Ospreay against about 50 other people in the company would have given us a more memorable match. Again, is anybody going to nominate Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay for match of the year? So if anybody can tell me what match you got tonight that you can nominate for match of the year, I'll listen. But not one of them that I can think of. You've had better Stadium Stampedes. You've had a better FTR Young Bucks match in the past. We've had a better Samoa Joe Punk match in the past. A lot of what we saw tonight, we've had better before. It wasn't even the best MJF Adam Cole match we've had. But everybody's down. The Impact Zone going crazy. I'm enjoying the tag team match. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot, my guy. But yes. Network tag team title match. Yes. It is rolling on. All four men are down right now. It is chaos. Everything is legal now. It's cray-cray. There you go. It's true. The flop Sting and Austin took the ball and ran, and Michaels lost a smile. Very true. Because you need your top guys to be your top guy. Speaking of a top guy.
What?
But that's the truth. We always equate it to sports, Nick. Like if you're not putting your best players on the court, on the field, on the ice, you're not going to win. And that's what I feel like they're not doing, is they're playing their second line more than their first line.
Oh, yeah, 100. Well, and you were even saying, what match are you going to say for match of the year? I was going to do one better and say, which match would you say is match of the month? Even. I feel like we've seen better matches already this month.
That's actually a valid point. I mean, is any of the match we saw tonight match of the month? The best match of August.
Right, which is a seething indictment on All In when it's supposed to be the show of shows. You had Chris Jericho comparing it to WrestleMania. And again, we're not just coming out here just to bash it, but we're just trying to get everybody to come back to reality a bit.
Yeah,
and just get off of Tony Khan's zipper and realizing that it wasn't as good as we were sold on.
Yeah, all we want is to be honest and open dialogue. And I know fans are excited. It was a big event, big deal. And again, it's not coming from an uneducated place. We truly watch every fucking minute of this.
Yeah, like we're on here after 6 hours watching more wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Crossroads? Wow, broken up.
Oh, where was it? There. I got AB's. I saw this earlier and I wanted to fucking comment on this. So if he's eating the hemp cookies, what are you fucking Joey Diaz out there eating the stars of death?
I love Sour Patch gummy worms. I got a sweet tooth like a motherfucker.
I'm savory. I'm a savory guy. See, that's why we work. Ebony and Ivory. Well, we had Ebony.
Ivory and Ivory. No, KJ, the best way to describe the Bucks is that they are lame ones in school, and now they're the cool kids. Like 21 Jump Street, the remake.
No, AW was just High School Musical because we're all in this together.
Right? Fucking hilarious.
Who's getting jumped by who now?
Is that the Good Hands again? The Good Hands are a lot involved, but the Good Hands are beating the shit out of
Ace Austin?
Ace Austin? Yeah, there you go.
What in the good googly moogly?
I don't know how other two tag teams got involved in this.
As Mini Statlander, not Statlander, dives off the top rope onto him or onto the Good Hands there. Swanton bomb. 2 count. Miguel gets the shoulder up on what?
Oh, thank God.
He gets a 2 count.
Who'd you take in this match?
Rascals easy.
Rascals easily. Nice.
Well, I don't think they easily win this, but they'd be who I pick easy. FTR versus Bullet Club Gold, match of the month and possibly match of the year. 100%. That's the thing is, like you were saying, that's not even the best tag team match player we've seen in AEW.
I would argue the tag team match I'm watching right now is entertaining me more than that match did today.
And it's stomp it to a reverse Death Valley driver as the Rascals are your new Impact World Tag Team Champions.
Nice. There you go. Big comeback for Zachary.
Right. And another title change so far tonight.
We've had a lot of title changes.
Yeah, across the board.
Right? We had 2 in a pre-show. Holy shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, now the one real cool thing, and we slung quite a bit of negativity maybe, but one of the real cool things about tonight, when has ever the same 2 people opened and closed a major pay-per-view?
Touche.
So congrats to those 2 men.
Am I the only one that kind of halfway did he listen to us when MJF mentioned at the fucking stream about I heard people saying that, they're going to waste their pop and everything. I was like, oh my God. I was like, we were literally talking about that during the pre-show.
You can't put the guy was wearing a scarf and everything.
Right. I was like, shit. These 2 bearded fucks.
Right. We got the heel team as Bully Ray is hugging Leo Rush.
It's very awkward. He's like, you should be happy to be on our side.
This honestly looks like, do you know where your parents are?
Right. It's almost 10 o'clock, folks. Do you know where your children are?
Right. 4-0, 3-1, 4-0. I don't even know why he set up the predictions for that last one, but good job, guys.
You can have it.
Could you imagine that would have happened to the Bucks in Puerto Rico in the 80s if they went to WWC and went to Carlos Colon crying and bitching and moaning and threatening the promoter? Hey, listen, you want to change that narrative a little bit? If you imagine if in the 80s, the Bucks and a few of their friends went storming into a top guy's room, what the beating and the outcome of that would have been without any news reports?
Why do we need to put it in all of this extravagant situations here of like, well, could you imagine if they were in this situation at this time, at this day, at this hour? Like, how about maybe just tell them to fucking grow up a little bit?
Right? Could you imagine if it was medieval times and they were jousting?
Right, and the knights were fighting.
Fair enough. Best match of the month was Charlotte versus Asuka versus Belair. Mark.
So still 2 contenders that we've had mentioned, and none of them were on All In.
That's what I mean. Like when you talk about when people are going around, and I saw some people online like this was amazing and da da da. Now, granted, if you were live, it was probably one of the most amazing moments of your life.
It was an experience.
For sure. It was Woodstock, like you said.
Yeah.
But when you realistically watch the show back and break it down, a show of this magnitude should have produced at least, let's be generous, Nick, should it have at least not produced one match of the year candidate?
It should produce one match that we're talking about after the fucking show. Let's start there before we even get into match of the year. We haven't talked about a single match. We've talked about backstage fucking antics.
Real Bray Wyatt, we are currently not watching NWA. We're currently watching Emergence.
Emergence. We're emerging to Insurgence.
There's only so much wrestling we can watch in a day. So we were on for 6 hours earlier, and we're covering some Emergence now. So
you were going to be a lot nicer than I was.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There's only so much shit wrestling we can watch in a day.
Right? I can't do that.
I can't do it.
I don't like Sour Patch Candy. Oh, come on.
Then that's why you smoke the vitamins. You don't eat the vitamins. You smoke the vitamins.
Clash of Champions, Seth and Strowman teamed up, opened the show, then faced off in the main event. Okay, there you go.
Interesting. I'll have to Google fact check that at some point, but I don't have the energy to.
Yeah, fair enough. I will.
Still been a hot minute, I can say.
Yeah, that's why I asked the fact checkers, because somebody's going to Google it real quick. The Miz had to dress in a janitor's closet for a year. Good or bad, the locker room was different back then. Valid. Man, they used to come on. We heard the stories about the Bulldogs and even the Quebecers and Rougeau. Like, there's been a lot.
Even then, with that, nobody knew about it. We weren't getting all these fucking reports about it mid fucking show or anything like that. We weren't calling for people's jobs or any shit like that.
Well, and again, like
we need to go back to school as we're getting the back to school match.
Yes, back to school.
Back to school to prove to Tony Khan that I'm not a fool.
Right. Drew McIntyre versus
tight, my shoes tight.
Right. Drew McIntyre versus Gunther could have been the best match of the month. Good one. Another one.
Fair enough. Shit, that's
somebody
fucking
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's anyone showing up at Collision of I got my lunch packed right, my shoes tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight.
No, it's funny. They're doing a thing on Killer Kowalski right now, Canadian Walter, because they're going back to the roots, right, of Kazarian and Eddie here. So a little Canadiana here. The other thing I was going to say was, somebody had posted a picture of the venue that they're in tonight and said, this is really beautiful. And it's a nightclub. Like, essentially, they're in a nightclub. Yeah, it's got a real cool, it's got this blue vibe, right? Like on the lighting.
So that's why you were like, I got this nailed down. I've been here before.
Like, I got this one figured out. Let's go.
I know exactly what this fucking bar looks
like. From memory.
Fucking Stevie Wonder, I can do this with my eyes closed.
Team 3D will be wrestling on the 100th episode against a mystery team. Sorry.
You said 100th, 1000th.
Thousands. What did I say?
100th.
All right. 1,000.
You took off a 0.
Yeah, they've definitely had more than 100.
Yeah. Well, more than 100 good ones? That's the debatable question.
Ouch. Less than 10%.
Right.
Look, I stand by my previous statement.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Triple H would not allow the wrestlers to fight backstage. Well, I mean, we'll get to that, but he would either now you can't think everybody in the WWE gets along, they're all friends, da da da. But there's a zero tolerance policy. There's been incidents in the past where both sides just get suspended or told to stay home or get buried in the booking.
Becky and Charlotte, where Charlotte threw the fucking belt and everything. You heard people talk about it, but guess what? You heard about it after the fucking show.
And it went away.
Yeah. Because guess what? There's a fucking actual system put in place there. There's authority there.
George, how you doing? How you doing? We have not got Trinity and Deanna yet. That will be, I imagine, maybe next after Eddie Edwards and Kazarian.
Maybe.
Back to school.
Back to school.
EC3 for the win, even though Tyrus said he is dedicating this match to Bray. Oh.
Is that a heel move somehow? Like, why would you do that? We don't want to cheer for you right now. We want you to retire.
Part of me didn't think that Tyrus is going to retire. I really don't. So I guys, I don't want to stay. I really don't want to watch Tyrus versus E3. I'm not interested.
We're not. I'm
not interested.
I'm not saying I thought he could retire. I'm saying what I want to happen.
I know.
Want this man to. Well, then again, no shit. If he retires, then he's got more time to talk on Fox News, which is not good either.
I don't give a fuck what he does as long as he's not fucking up my wrestling.
Yeah, you're not fucking. He doesn't talk on Canadian fucking television, so you're fine. You can fuck off.
I don't give a fuck. You go hang out on Fox.
No, we don't need him.
Man, the Young Bucks kicking the door down on Harley Race or Haku. Oof. Amen.
Fair enough.
You wouldn't even think of it. As the world turns, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, male soap operas.
Yes. Welcome to pro wrestling. Are you new here?
Right. The plane ride from hell. Amen. That was a good one.
Da 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 da. Ric Flair just going down the walkway. Y'all want a show?
No, it's funny. You know that? Well, what was the cartoon? Like the sketchy cartoon where like the
sketchy WWE cartoon, South Park,
like
drama.
They do like Tales from the Road, like the WWE on the network.
I know exactly. It was
story
on the
time.
Network,
story time.
Yeah. So
so they do the story time of like the plane ride from hell, and they got a cartoon Flair being like, and then he goes do the thing.
It's just all blurred out, and it's just blurred from like his waist to the floor.
And then a year later, it comes out on Dark Side, and they're like, "Oh wait, that's terrible." You're like, "Wait,
no, this is bad."
Y'all told me the story, you motherfuckers.
Right? You can't deny it anymore.
So I got Eddie Edwards. I got Frankie Kazarian. They are both in the old Kowalski school. And is this where they're having the match? Or are we just doing like an empty
old school, back to school? They're gonna have it in a school.
They went back to their legitimate school.
I didn't know we were watching Impact's straight to DVD version of Four Brothers with this shit.
Oh, it's two brothers and it's boring.
Yeah, it's two brothers and they both suck.
Listen, like I said earlier, I like Eddie. I like Frankie. It's just been like them opposing each other. It doesn't work.
It's very NWA 75 vibe.
Yeah, actually, send Kazarian. Kazarian should be on NWA.
I think Eddie might be there too.
Yeah, right. Night of Champions.
Well.
Right. Yeah. Once upon a time. Night of Champions.
West Philadelphia.
Yeah. 2022 for Strowman and Rollins tag match main event. Okay. Yeah. All right.
We got it.
It was all those years ago. Eddie.
I was going to say, we're live. So some stuff's a bit off the head. What? Oh. Yeah. So it is happening in the school. That we just so happen to have a camera crew set up and a referee.
There you go. Statlander has skip that up. I used to be the Docs. It used to be the Docs, not you. Okay, that makes more sense, AB. Yes, it was the Docs.
Boondocks?
Back to the Boondocks. Actually, it was the Docs for years. Like so when I was becoming of age and hitting like the go out part, the Docks was one of the more popular places to go.
So either AB is a fellow Torontonian or he just knows all the facts about everything.
He must be local.
Maybe.
Hi, buddy. What's up? Michael, Eddie Edwards wins. Eddie Edwards. EC3 bull rope match versus Tyrus. It's a little too on the nose.
I was gonna say you misspelled shit in bullshit match.
I hope, did anybody at home catch what just happened in my life?
I don't
what you did.
know, but you just beat the bejesus out of your microphone. Mama said knock you out.
Oh, buddy,
Mama said knock you. You fucking Sean O'Malley that shit.
I got water everywhere. And
that man just straight Sean O'Malley right crossed, walking across the fucking screen on his microphone.
So what happened was
what happened.
I'm gonna have to pause and get a towel.
You
I was sitting here minding my own business, watching some wrestling, and what looks to be like a daddy long legs flew into my peripheral, and yeah.
What in the name of Canada? How do you have spiders that fly?
It's like a mosquito, like a long-legged mosquito.
No, a daddy long leg is a fucking spider.
Well, I know what it is, but we have flying ones, so they have long legs.
So you're right. So I'm like, what the shit is going on in your country? Right, you have flying spiders.
They're the fucking.
All right, yeah, so you go sort your business. You go dry yourself off with a towel. There,
I literally squished my water bottle. Everything's soaked. It's fucking hilarious.
No, right, like I said, you go come back with a towel there, Val Venus, and go, hello, lady.
It buzzed my ear. It buzzed my ear. Big bad. There was a big bad.
You and your flying spiders.
It kind of is a flying spider.
You go, right, like I said, you go ahead, Val Venus. Go fucking
looking
off.
For some maple syrup.
Go towel off. As I've got Eddie Edwards versus Kazarian right now. I'm going to be the contrarian here. I'll take Kazarian as we got a swinging hurricane run off the weight set here. And does this not get you? This is reminding me a little of weirdly the vibes of Edge versus Randy Orton, their WrestleMania match, to where they were fighting through the weight room and everything like that. Mutated mosquitoes. Yeah, he's in the TNT movie Mutant Mayhem there. Hip toss onto them stiff ass mats. Trust me. If you've seen gym mats that are cracked and fucking weathered like that, those things are stiffer than a fucking 2x4. Somebody needs to bring an encyclopedia for this match. Oh, why? Because we're back in school? You can have that. Because avoiding the comments about the females, what? What did you say, Charles? Statlander has some nice ice cream cakes. There you go. Fair enough. You can have that. Is that what you were so excited that I read that out loud? There you go. You got yours. There you go. Did EY win? Yes, he did, Alexis. EY picked up the win in the first match. As I've got a backpack stunner off the top rope from Edwards on a cast for a 2 count here. So have they set any sort of rules? I figured if this was going back to school, this would be more of a technical match, even though it's in, a training gym. This is, your Rocky Balboa moment, but you keep it old school. You keep it, within the ropes versus, we're getting out the outside. We're swinging off weight sets and all of that. Want to know? Well, Alexis, there's been a lot more than just one match, but fair enough. You do you. Oh, I thought Edwards was almost setting up for a fucking pedigree right there. As we get a little bit of a dude buster for a 2 count. Someone please make sure Charles knows he is a super manly man because he likes wrestling's women's case. JV, play nice with each other right now. I'm not going to have to start putting people in the penalty box here. I know, we've got obviously the bar set up behind us and it's been a long evening, but I'm not having to fucking call on the bouncers or start playing, the hockey rules and put people in timeout. As so also Eddie's wife is just now there too. Just all of a sudden, so I'm just waiting for probably Cass's wife to fucking show up as well. Oh, wait, is this the match? A pre-recorded thing? Yeah, a bit. So Eddie picked up the win? What in the shit? That was awkward as hell. So we end the match flatly, and then we just cut to Eddie and his wife kissing because things. Is this the end of Kaz? I feel like it might be here, but as Kaz looks up at the Keller Kowalski School of Wrestling sign, which actually I think we were talking about it with Triple H. He's also another alum of the Keller Kowalski School as well. As now after the match, we've got Eddie's wife with a fucking kendo stick, which, if I'm not mistaken, at least Keller Kowalski School is in New England. I know obviously Eddie's a Boston guy, so this might not be too far down the road for me. I thought this was a vignette. No, this is the match. Unfortunately, it's not good. It's like a bad fucking PSA. Is he gonna, as he smashes the autographed picture of Keller Kowalski, as we get the 18 shots of it from different angles in slow motion, as he smashes the sign frame picture of Keller Kowalski over top of Kazarian's head. 2-0, 4-0. It just won't end. Yes, just make it stop. Just make it stop. Yes. What the fuck? Flying spiders. This man's out there like fucking Australia. Australia's got them spiders that are fucking the size of a fucking plate. Apparently, KJ out there in Canada's got them flying daddy long leg spiders. What the? So not only did Kaz get beaten and had to sit there and soak in the embarrassment looking up at the banner, then he just goes backstage to, sit by his little kind of altar there for Keller Kowalski, and then just gets his ass whooped again. Just it won't stop. Why was that so much of a thing? And it just ended so abruptly out of nowhere. 4-1. Tim, apparently he was hurt because Nick didn't acknowledge his. I don't know. Yo, like I said, play nice. JV, work off that hangover. As I got Sonata coming out with to take on Jake something. So I'll drop that in the chat right now. So you can let us know who you're taking as. Like I said, we may not even see who wins the title from All In because you turn around and might lose it tonight here. Or maybe we get the double champ, we get the champ, we get a tournament out of this whole situation to crown the true predictions champion. I've got Jake something coming out. Now, is that apropos / a little too much of your last name is something? It's a little who's on first, what's on second type of thing of, so your last name is something? Yeah, something. So you're something. Okay. But so let me know who you're taking, folks, whether you're taking Sonata or you're taking Jake something. I think this has to be Sonata 100%. As James is taking Jake something interesting. Alexis taking Sonata, Bravada, Enchilada. I don't think the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion is showing up to Impact in, middle of the show match to turn around and lose. Sonata. Hello, Mara. Hello, Sonata. Here I am at Camp Granada. Here I am at Camp Impacta. Jake something is a stupid name. Okay, well, that's harsh, but not accurate. I feel like I'm fucking... Why would you say something so brave, yet so true? Sonata for the win. Bro, I'm here trying to figure out the brands of liquor on your background until I realized they were the channel's logos. Yes, 100%. There you go. And fun fact, nice little segue of how absolutely, that's how you know. We've always got Easter eggs going, folks. We're like 7-Eleven. We may not always do business, but we're always open. 100%. Trust me, KJ, my man, is always hiding little Easter eggs and everything. And trust me, even if you go back and watch our All In stream, there's all little Easter eggs throughout all the backgrounds. 100%. Yeah. And besides, once we start getting sponsored, then we can put fucking logos on shit out. Until then, hashtag non-sponsored. Sonata for the win. Everybody's taking Sonata. Yeah, I think, James, you're on an island of something there. Being the only one taking something for the win. I feel really weird to say. Charles, what a night. Oh, what a night. Yeah, this has been And this is still just really kicking off into the autumny fall season of pro wrestling. I mean, think about it. Next week we've got Payback and All Out. Speaking of All Out, man showed up with all of his stuff all out. Pause. You're gonna come back like Val Venus with the towel. You know, hello, lady. It's not white. It's not white.
All right. The magic of
this man's fitting the theme too much.
Right. I survived my
there we go. Well, JV's saying he's down for some Wrasslin for Life brand limoncello. I think after the night you were just texting me about and from the fucking Discord there, maybe you need to slow it down, my guy.
I think Wrasslin for Life is going to head towards the whiskey first.
well, absolutely, 100%. Well, no, because he mentioned earlier. So here, I'll let you appreciate your work here.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out no, that's awesome. I'm glad you find I think I heard Nick say like we always kind of drop some Easter eggs kicking around. There's always some fun stuff going on in those backgrounds, and 90% of what we do is all custom. So yeah, thank you. I'm glad you noticed.
This is why we say our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you talk about the rest, you better put that forward. Right. And we're not done.
And don't forget, I mean, the Wrasslin for Life brand liquor is delicious.
Pause.
Barely knew her. What is the main event? Main event is an 8-man tag on the screen here, Brooklyn Joker. Good to see you. It's been a long time, my guy.
Yeah. Been a hot minute, my guy.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, the main event is on our screen in front of us.
Right. So you got Sonata as well. You don't got the Jake something.
No. Yeah, Sonata. I mean, again, you said it. You're not bringing in the IWGP. Look, he's got him tied up amongst himself. I feel like the ref should be counting or something. I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
At least help the fucker. Help him.
He's nodded. Sonata's
got him something. Nodded. Help this man. Help me. Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
Nice, Brooklyn. I hope it's going well, sir.
Oh no, that's bullshit though. To where once he gets drop kicked, he could magically let himself go.
He kicked him loose, bro. I loosened it for you.
Hello, Mata. Hello, Sonata. Here I am at Camp Granada.
Right. Sonata clearly in control of something right now, but I don't think you bring in the champ mid-card match and he drops the title. I don't see that happening.
Why did I chuckle so much? That Sonata definitely in control of something right now. He's control. The last name doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me.
It's a tricky one, right?
Yeah, well, it's something all right.
There's a Wrestling Revolver show September 2nd. The card looks stacked. Damien, we probably will have an eyeball on it, but we also have a lot going on next weekend. So we'll do our best.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it and everything like that, because I know we got Alex Colon versus Jake Christ for the Wrestling Revolver World Championship in a barbed wire ropes match.
Yeah. Insane.
Right. I was going to say, shout out our buddies at DWO. That'll be over there too.
Right. That's cool. You trying to be a pro wrestler. There you go. Loyal. Giving some love. There you go. Oh, by HBK. Super Kick Party.
Performance Center.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Right.
But Jake something taking over control now, guys.
All right, two out.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, to me, Sonata wins this match. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, has there been much of a build on this through Impact or anything?
No,
so this is just kind of, it happens.
There was a little bit of a back and forth, but not a ton of build for this one being what it was. So other than Jake something just returned to AEW, NXT. Impact. Wow, the brain is scrambled.
They're all developmental.
Yeah, we've been on for a lot.
Well, don't worry. Brooklyn Joker asked, "Did you watch AEW All In?" Yeah, for about 6 hours. Go ahead and watch that too.
Yeah, go watch our live stream. Go click on that. Give it a like, Brooklyn Joker. But we had a fun time covering All In.
Yes. Where hurricane coming up? Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
You beat me to it. That's fucking jokes.
Yes.
Literally was.
Reflex is my guy.
I
My Miami Hurricanes play Miami of House. We got Miami on Miami action, I guess.
There you go. But yeah, no, I mean, right now, front face lock on Sonata. And we're rolling along here, folks. What's left on this card right now? Deonna Purrazzo,
and Trinity, and the 8-man tag. That's it, I believe. Yeah. Beautiful. So all that's left is Time Machine, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida, and Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray, Brian Myers, Moose, and Leah Rush, and also Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo. Right. So honestly, maybe does the women's championship main event? Main event?
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, is that part of what they promised Trinity to get her signed? You got a main event?
Oh, maybe it would be the main event. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. Sorry. I'll come back to me.
Fair enough. Like a lazy Susan at times around here.
Right. Kiana James, yes. All right, Charles.
No. I'll start doing the Zodiac. Yes. No. Yes. No.
Big drop kick. Well, we're in Florida. I keep safe. Here, my grandmother. Well, hi, Grandma. Big shout out to Rez Grandma.
Sorry. I just started thinking of Grandma's Boy.
Dude, King of the fucking Jungle was the next line out of my mouth. I swear to you.
Bro, we're gonna get you fucking how much do clothes cost in the Matrix?
Is your bed a car? A fucking sweet car.
A fucking sweet car bed. Jake something dropping some elbows right now on Sonata.
This show's been amazing so far. It's been solid.
Yeah, amazing's a bit. I know you're on that hopium vibe, but still.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess maybe a little trickier in the, again, the investment in it is a tricky one, right? Like, trying to buy into the storyline a little bit with some of this is a little hit and miss.
Well,
but good matches.
Anticipating that it has a storyline.
In some cases.
Mm-hmm.
More than most. More than what we just watched.
Touche. Tamper deck. Cardona beat Ricky Morton yesterday. Today, Cardona lost to Kerry Morton.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. There you go. So what do you think is the match of the night so far?
Across both shows or this show?
That's a very good question.
Across both shows, and it's a name a lot of people don't want to hear right now, is CM Punk versus Samoa Joseph.
I think I agree with you. If I was to pick my favorite match of the night, I think it was that one, all like from start to finish.
Right. That was my most enjoyable match. Granted, still a little, Samoa Joe was very much in control and then just kind of lost it out of nowhere, but still my favorite match.
I did like the main event of All In. And tonight, I mean, the tag match was really fun. The Kazarian Eddie match, we felt like a Thunderdome match.
Yeah, cinematic-y for the sake of cinematic-y.
It was just, I didn't get it. And then even after he lost, they beat the shit out of him again. Like, are they going to continue to feud now then?
They're just whooping this man's ass. Like, when's enough's enough?
Right.
I mean, half of the main event of All In was good. The back half, it's one of those, it's literally the meme. I'm not going to lie. They had us in the first half. The back half, not so much.
Valid. This match is really good right now. Speedball Angel. Yes, it was.
Moonsault.
Impact. Good.
Two go.
Wow. That was a torpedo of a moonsault.
Yeah. And that match was solid, but I wouldn't say match of the night. If CM Punk is the real champion, why didn't he headline All In?
It's a good question.
Fair enough.
Like I said, it is a little odd that the company acknowledges and announces him as the real champion. It's not something that's usually done. Usually, like, it's a heel move, and that like he talks about being the real champion, but the company kind of plays it off. Like the commentary would be like, "Oh, the so-called real champion."
But well, not even that. Of that, you call it that. You don't say you're Collision World Champion or whatever. Something different. That you acknowledge and you openly call it the real World Champion. Boy, howdy, if that doesn't take the piss out of your actual World Champion.
Hook versus Jungle Boy was crazy. Not bad. I didn't hate it. I kind of enjoyed that match.
I think the only one who hated it was CM Punk. By far, Nick, when you got great storytellers like Joe and Punk, it makes the matches make sense and keeps you watching. What's next? Absolutely.
Well, and they played right into the crowd better than any other match. Like, even when Joe started getting the heel pops or the babyface pops, he started like jogging. Like, when was the last time we saw Joe go for a jog?
Well, and
like
then
play to the crowd.
Well, like we said on stream, and that's what makes it even better when you got a great commentary team like us calling that match as well. But 100%, it was the pacing of the match too. Of you had those moments to where they played the crowd, they let the crowd breathe. You heard the crowd probably the most during that match because you let them build and kind of get to a crescendo a bit.
Yeah.
Versus everything was boom, 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 bang, bang, boom, 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 bow.
Oh wow, nice move up into a power bomb. Wow, the something bomb. Oh, two.
You can't call it a something bomb.
The something
it's
bomb.
Just too funny.
I think Eric Young versus Cody Deaner was good. It was. I enjoyed it. And it kind of turned out the way I expected. Again, and maybe not a oh my god, holy shit match, but a really solid match.
Right.
Self-proclaimed. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but you're still acknowledging it, and still, it should, in theory, hold as much value and as much weight as the FTW Championship, as
all the
much, as much as the fucking Leatherface Championship, all that. It's not an established. Well, they kind of have, but they haven't fully recognized it as a championship, as a world champion.
Shining Wizard. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's funny because technically it should be played off as no. We have a champion. Wow, faceplant.
Right.
Perry losing makes him turn slightly weaker, though. He should have. I'm surprised he lost the way he did, because you're trying to build this kid up, and he looks like a inept heel now.
This man lost during the match and then after the match too.
He got choked out twice.
This man got choked out twice. He had to cut the Hajime and then the CM Punk on your way.
Uh-oh. Boom. Dead fall. It's over.
Bermuda, Bahama, Sonata.
Yeah. And still IWGP champion, or whatever one he is.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a bad. What if Perry Punk dust up is part to solidify Perry's heel turn after dropping the belt? Maybe we get Jack Perry, Jungle Jackass versus
CM Punk, at All Out
for the world title. Oh, that man's gonna get fucking beer cups thrown at him and everything else.
But there's some intrigue there. I'm okay. Like, that's very interesting. Not my coming off a loss. I mean, it's surprising, but I mean, nonetheless, I mean,
it'd be great for them to do it, but Tony's not smart enough to have planned that out.
No, it's just shit.
He just lucky happenstance.
Yeah. But Sonata picks up the W, folks, as we head into the final two matches of the night. With the AEW pay-per-view being announced for October 1st, does this mean you won't have a day off until November? We'll be gone till November. We'll be gone till November. No.
Unfortunately, kind of.
Michelle, my belle. Guys, we don't stop. We really don't. And then we're working on things behind the scenes as well. Like, we do not stop, and we want to bring you as much content as we possibly can give you. There may be the odd night here or there we don't cover all that we can find, or we might take a night off once in a while, but we do everything we can. And right now we're on I don't know, something stupid, 36 days in a row. Or
I was going to say, we're trying to get to the point to where this pays the bills, to where this is what we do for a living. We're the SRS and everything like that. We just come on and that's all we do is talk wrestling.
That's it.
100%.
Be a friend, tell a friend. Help build the empire.
Dun 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 dun. Wait, should I
no, the
not do
women
that
are the
after
main
talking
event,
about the
bro.
Empire? What?
The women are the main event. The 8-man
I
tag.
told you. I
Got it.
got you to sign this deal because I promised you one main event.
Or you're against us. What
or
a
you're
collection.
retired for the umpteenth time.
It's such a weird group. It's Moose, Leo Rush, and Bully
Brian
and
Myers
Myers.
and Bully. Well, it feels like 3 out of the 4 make sense, and then the 4th one's kind of just there.
Right. And we still have issues with PCO to deal with.
Oh, he's going to get involved. It's a fucking 8-man tag match. That means all Calamity is going to break loose here.
What if the got that one 3-1? An NXT No Mercy this weekend? No, it's God. It better not be.
Don't you put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
I don't even know when it is. Let me check.
It's early September. Or it's sometime in September. I can tell you that. I think it's end of the month. As I say, we're just simple men. We don't have eyes like iguanas yet. We can't watch fucking 4 screens at once.
Where I can't wait. I don't see anything on No Mercy.
I'll look at it here in a second. I got a question.
September 30th. September 30th,
so like
2023.
End of the month.
So the end, yeah. So we got some time before No Mercy.
Hallelujah. We got some mercy before No Mercy. Especially now we've got AW with a show October 1st. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I got a question for both of you. Who do you think should face Luchasaurus for his belt? We're getting Darby Allin at All Out. That's who.
All out, yeah. Darby will let Darby win it, and let Darby have like a crazy run with it.
Well, has the TNT title not lost its luster since Wardlow won it?
Before
and
that,
also,
I would argue slightly before that.
Fair enough, but also. I was just going to say Darby should win it just so we can end this whole confusion as to whose belt it really is. Is it Christian's? Is it Luchasaurus?
Right.
Just be done with this. Move the fuck on.
Right. I feel, by the way, we're getting the entrances right now of the 2 teams are on the screen. You guys can make your prediction. Yeah, I think right around the Sammy Guevara. Remember when like Cody had the TNT title and then they did the interim thing and then Scorpio had it, and they had that whole American
Sammy, where they had different colorways.
Yeah, we never got it back.
Fair enough.
Van Dam was the best part of that, and she gone. I miss her.
I don't know. I feel like we got it once Wardlow won it like kind of the first time, and then they just proceeded to do fuck and all with Wardlow.
Yeah. Not wrong.
We've got the Moose and Myers marching band coming out right now.
3 wins, 0 losses. Good job, Alexis. September 30th is No Mercy. Thank you, Chris. October.
Leo Rush coming out right now. But yeah, Myers and Moose looking like they're doing their best fucking Sgt. Pepper's fucking cosplay.
Right. Alexander for the win. There you go. I think that's the way I went with it. Time Splitters, Josh. Yeah, I went with the babyface team. Josh's big return.
Right. I got Rush coming out. Team Josh. TM Josh. I don't know who TM Josh is, but I'm assuming you're saying Team Josh. Darby Allin wins. Then Darby faces Sting for the TNT Championship. Ooh, retirement match. Do Alexander and Shelley have a mix-up in this match? Ooh.
Good. Definitely.
Time Machine and Josh Alexander for the win. As I've got Bully coming out right now, and I know we've beaten this thing to death here. I still wish that Bully Ray got an actual run as Bully Ray in WWE, because it's such a character that I think would work really well and be such a unique touch there. that I think it's a missed opportunity. I know obviously we got Bubba Ray Dudley and we got all of that when you got Reverend Devon, etc. But we never got a true Bully Ray to where it's still different than Bubba Ray at all. As Bully's hugging Leo and saying, "I'm so glad you're on our team" and shit. He's the over exuberant coach here, is Bully Ray. I almost halfway want to fucking pick the heel team now just on the sake of that, but I feel like we'll set up. Leo will abandon the heel team and probably cost them the win. We probably will see a dust-up between Shelly and Josh as well, as I'm getting the time splitters coming out with Kushida with the Ultimate X around his necklace of fucking Flavor Flav ain't got shit on Kushida. And we've got Motor City Machine Guns with one being the X Division champion and one being the World Heavyweight champion in the Sabin and Shelly. Time splitters for the W. I think the match tonight will be Duriana, Brazo, and Trinity. Is that because it's just the last match? So it has to, you're building up, you're putting all your faith that it's going to deliver. Oh, and Sabin's not the X Division champion anymore. Tells you how much I've been paying attention to Impact here, as I'm getting Josh coming out right now. No roll-up finishes, better than all in. So better than all in. Fair enough, fair enough. Does PCO make an appearance in this match? Yeah, I think he shows up and says, "What are you doing in my swamp?" That's the thing, is this is going to be 100% calamity and catastrophe in this match. Chris Bully Ray will be on September 8th. On which show? On this show? On Impact? On what? On his show? On Busted Open? What? Rally, what up? Hi, KJ Nick. What a great night of wrestling. All In and Emergence. Quick question. Do you think CM Punk and Jack Perry will get suspended after alleged physical altercation? Thanks. Keep up the great work. No, I don't think so. And if we do, it'll end just in time for there to be a match. I think would be a nice little, if you can't make money with the fucking Punk an Elite dust up, you can make money with a Punk versus Jack Perry dust up. And guess what, boys? Go and settle it out in the ring. Jack, here we're gonna help establish you as a heel. You're not gonna win, but you're at least gonna have a match, and you're gonna be the heel versus CM Punk, because you're gonna get more heel heat than ever being going against CM Punk in Chicago. So absolutely. Oh, Impact 1000. There we go. Yeah, I think that pays off dividends for everybody involved here. Team 3D has a match on the 100. So no, 1000. There we go. Yeah. Team Josh and Motor City Machine Guns to the win. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? For the sake of being difficult, and this might be a last minute change up here, I'll take, Team Heel. I'll take Team Bully. Even though I don't think my chances are strong, but I think just, maybe we get discontent between Team Babyface, and that's what leads to their downfall. But we'll see. We'll see. But let us know your predictions, folks, as I'm about to call off the predictions here, as we haven't gotten ding ding yet, as it looks like Josh Alexander starting off the match, and it looks like he's calling out Bully initially. No, Save is starting off. Did I miss something? I'll have to ask KJ this when he comes back. But why does Bully look so like timid and so spooked and so afraid here? Like, is he afraid that Josh Alexander's got his number? But he's not a champion, so I don't know here. At Fury Road, Kushida goes one-on-one with Tony Deppen September 3rd. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. And I heard you had a question for me.
Yes. Why does Bully look so afraid of Josh? Like he's seen the fucking boogeyman.
He is actually afraid of PCO.
Oh, so he's worrying that the boogeyman's around the corner?
He's freaking out about the boogeyman.
Just hold a torch around you. Hold a lighter.
Right.
Frankenstein can't deal with fire. Fire.
But we got the match rolling on, folks. The big 8-man match, your co-main event tonight. And then we got the ladies up next.
Right. Did you hear Rhea Ripley could be suspended for what? For being too damn good at her job? What the fuck could she be suspended for?
Who is your source?
Who is your source, and why is it Ringside News or Dave Meltzer?
Yeah, no shit.
Right. Team Josh for the win. I think Josh Alexander at the end of this year will be world champion again.
Yes.
Fair enough. And I did go against you just for the sake of being difficult at this point.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. As Leo Rush is starting this match off against Shelly, but Time Machine taking advantage of the heels.
Right.
Team Josh for the win.
Yeah. Who do you think will face Team 3D on the 1000th show? Local enhancement talent who's going to lose?
No, it might be another Impact alum.
Like
Shelly. Maybe it'll be Shelly and Sabin.
No, because then Team 3D doesn't win.
Interesting, but Bully's been a heel on
the 3D. We need to, and we've had the 1D. We need the 3D. I need to see it in 3D.
Maybe the Good Hands then.
Yeah, that's who it would be. The fucking chronic of fucking Impact there. The Good Hands.
Right. As right now they are very much in control of Brian Myers, and Kushida's in the match. Nice chance for Kushida. By the way, our very own Luna Havoc did send me a picture from the corner of one of the. She's off the corner of the ring there, I think on the backside.
On one of them corners.
On one of them.
All three of them.
Team Josh for the win. I guess predictions are closed.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I never entered that.
That's all right. I've been fucking that up all night.
Hey, at least though it's not the 6-sided ring anymore, because then she could have been on any one of them. Now we at least know we got 4 ways to look instead of 6.
Right? Instead of 6. For touching a security guard yesterday at a live event. Interesting.
Bro. No. Fucking AW had one security guard fucking drop kick Darby Allin in the goddamn head. Ain't nobody getting suspended for that shit.
Right.
Half the time those guys are sitting there and their local enhancement meant to take fucking bumps and everything. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a little, it's still real to me, damn it. Like, no.
Right. Maybe.
Those aren't actual security guards.
I have not heard anything to substantiate that story, but I'm all ears. AEW is better. Define better. Bigger budget, better talent,
better overall show. The secondary question is better than. What are they better than?
Right, is better. Oh, I was assuming Impact. I made an assumption.
I was just.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shit.
I made an assumption.
Rotten food, trash, garbage. Yes, it is better than that. But
Luna into Hizzy. Sports Entertainers channel put up the Rhea Ripley rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. There you go.
Who?
Sports Entertainers channel. So I'm assuming. I don't know much of that. I do not like WWE. That's unfortunate.
Do you not like green eggs and ham as well?
That's unfortunate. I mean, Sergio, to each their own, and you all have every right not to like it. I just feel like wrestling fans should enjoy wrestling and not just shut things out. Listen, it's the same way I treat food. It's the same way I treat music. Variety is the spice of life.
Well, it's even then. When has brand loyalty ever paid off for anybody?
Never.
So, right. So why not expand your horizons and enjoy wrestling not based on the fucking company logo, but what happens in between the ropes?
Yeah, and I mean, Nick, honestly, we watch so much wrestling because you know what? We get some pretty fucking shit cards. We've had some nights where we were like raking our eyeballs to try and get through it. And like, however, you know, sometimes in those cards, you get one insane match you didn't see coming. You know, people write off Impact. I've had some really good Impact moments this year. People write off. I wrote off NXT for a while, but then I was missing out on some shit, so I had to go back.
Right, but even then, still, we've got Wrestling Revolver, we've got GCW, you've got House of Glory. There's still all these other promotions that people are like, well, it's not part of the big two, so I don't fucking watch it. No, well, then cool, you miss out. You can have that,
right?
Well, we'll be here and watching the cool shit.
Right. Damien says, I'll take Impact of Wrestling over AEW, in my opinion. Hey, Luna's right there with you, Damien. I'm not that far in the Kool-Aid, but I do like a lot of some weeks Impact better.
What a surprise. Ringside News. Ding, ding, ding. You were right, Nick. Yeah, well, when your fucking editor's an alcoholic, just saying.
No,
not accusations. Fucking factual.
Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
Man's just all over the place. Man's a one-man army and just unstable as all get out.
Yeah, and I mean, all they do is regurgitate other people for ad nauseum and just make shit up.
Just make stories. Who lies more, Ringside News, Dave Meltzer, or Hulk Hogan? The holy trinity of lying in pro wrestling.
Fuck, how am I supposed to pick?
Exactly. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse there.
My favorite from them is our exclusive contact, a higher up. And who the fuck are you talking to?
Right, and then their story is entirely wrong.
You're talking to the wrong people. They keep calling the World Wildlife Federation. Oops.
Yeah, Ricky saying Impact better than All In. Oh, not bad, though. Debatable. The fact that it's contestable is an indictment.
Yeah, and again, it's the level of expectation. If you go into Impact not expecting, expecting a decent show, not expecting much, and you get, I mean, we've had at least, even the women's tag match was pretty good. Maybe not great, but it's been a solid pay-per-view from Impact where we were a little disappointed with some of what we got with All In. So that's where the comparable, right?
Well, like you were saying there, you weren't expecting a blow your doors down show from Impact.
No.
So when you have a great match, it's a nice little surprise. You were expecting a blow your doors down match from All In. So when you get an okay match, it's a disappointment. It drops it a point or two lower instantly.
Yeah. And Nick, when you were on your break, I made it very clear about the idea that if you look at the matches we got, just comparing them to AEW, let's not compare them to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the best Stadium Stampede ever? Nope. Was it the best Young Bucks FTR match ever? Nope. Was it the best Adam Cole MJF ever? Nope. Was it the best Samoa Joe Punk? Maybe not.
Maybe.
But
even then, when I came back and I said those weren't none of those matches were the best matches of the month. Like, Christ, and you had people instantly naming same matches involving same competitors in the same company that were better on weekly TV.
Amen. Yeah, if we had the 2 out of 3 falls match tonight, we'd be raving about it right now.
It'd blow the house down. You'd have to end the show. You couldn't top it.
Look what happened to the Bloodline. Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso left. That's what happened. That's a great storyline, Sergio.
Thank you for
you
that.
Might have to elaborate.
Synopsis.
Yeah. Is there an opinion that comes with what happened there? Is that why you dislike them? Are you mad about the Bloodline breaking up?
He's just the honorary Uso, and he's just mad. I was going to say, well, speaking of leaving, though, I'm going to take a pause here.
There you go. Nick is going to take a pause for a cause. We are rolling through the 8-man tag. Up next, we got Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity for the world title, the World Knockouts title, and that is your main event. Right now, Josh Alexander setting up a table. Slowly getting into GCW. GCW is great. I will say in 2023, with their success, I feel like they upped their booking. They started booking more cards, which I felt like when we were getting the GCW shows, when they were just kind of getting their steam, each show kind of felt special. And now when they're doing so many shows multiple shows in a week, multiple shows in a weekend, it's kind of watered it down just a touch, but you get absolute gems in GCW as well. And you're seeing a lot of the same people, especially when you watch like Impact and such. Like there's a lot of interchangeable parts, so it's tricky. After the stream, I'm watching some more GCW. They're in Australia for night 3. Yes, they are. They're down under. Hogan doesn't lie. You can wrestle in Japan and then the US in the same day. Yeah, and he also brought Simon Cowell to the America, and what else were on his lies list? Shit. There's been tons. Was it Kiss? He turned down an opportunity to work with Kiss. He was going to buy the UFC, maybe with or without Vince. Yeah, I mean, we said it before. The thing that blows my mind, James, about Hogan is the fact that you've had an amazing life. You would assume when you had a life like his and you've interacted with the people you've interacted with, you wouldn't have to lie. Isn't it crazy that we're even having a conversation about if Impact was better than All In? Goes to show you, doesn't matter how many people go to the show. If the matches don't work, then the show won't work. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to deliver. And that was the challenge that we knew faced Tony months ago. When this all got booked and when we were heading towards all this, we said this was going to be a very big test for Tony. He was in very much a safety net. You know, he worked a lot out of Chicago, worked a lot out of Florida, and he was really within the niche of his market. But now that he's expanding his market, we saw ticket sales be lackluster in Canada over the summer. We saw some domestic ticket sales be lackluster. And it's because you got to offer something worth the value. All In was for bang for its buck. I'm sure the people that went will never forget it. An amazing experience, a great, kind of atmosphere to be in. But I felt like the show could have been better, and it started for the booking and the build. And without booking and build, I think that's the biggest lesson that should be taken from this. And I know there's a lot of AEW fans out there and online right now, like, thinks anybody's crazy. It's just haters that don't like this. Oh, wow. Huge suplex from Josh Alexander on Leo Rush. But it proves that without good build, without good angles, the matches don't mean the same. They don't feel the same. The Kenny Omega 6-man match had no feel to it, no vibe to it. But if you would have given us Kenny Omega versus Takeshita, which we are going to now get, that has an opportunity for you to get emotionally invested in the characters and the people, in what's happening. When there's 6 people running around in chaos, hard to do that. Right? And that's it. Again, Nick and I were ready to go today, and we wanted to do nothing but pump the tide. Like, we wanted to sing the praises of all of it. And I thought, you know what? If you guys go back and watch our stream, the Punk match and Joe match set a really great tone, and we were like, all right, here we go. This is fucking awesome. And it just flatlined. And again, it wasn't terrible. There wasn't big emotional swings. I enjoy wrestling. I hate having my intelligence insulted and wasting my time and money on bad booking. It's valid of all companies. We constantly mad at the WWE for insulting our intelligence. And again, I just feel like the maturity. Oh, well, Moose up and over to the. This is chaos, by the way, guys. Got that one. But yeah, every company, I mean, again, we want to get our money's worth, and especially when you're asking us to buy merch, you're asking us to go to shows, you're asking us to watch pay-per-views. I mean, it's hard when you're not delivering, and when you placate the audience. Again, wrestling was a lot of adult issues. Men and women were mad at each other for adult reasons. You're taking food off my table. You tried to hurt me. You like the woman I like. Whatever. Oh, moves up to the top. Oh, Josh out of the way into the ankle lock. Moose in trouble. Moose in trouble. I don't know if I saw it, Sergio, but you can always repeat it or use the super chat to make sure I see it. Nick Gage versus El Hijo del Vikingo isn't going to be a good match September 1st on GCW, and Yamashita versus Mike Bailey just got announced for September 10th. Mike Bailey, Yamashita will be fun, but maybe I'm not like over the moon about it. Gage and Vikingo, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. Makes no sense. Wow. Elbow drop on the ref. Myers takes the elbow drop on the ref so the ref does not catch the tap. And Bully in working on Alexander as we speak now. So there you go. Myers takes out the official. How the story after the show was centered around Punk and Perry, shake my head. Punk is a cancer to the company, and in a sick way, I think he wants to destroy it from the inside out. I cannot disagree with you anymore. I 100% disagree with you. I believe Punk wants to help the company. I believe that the constant narrative that he's a cancer is enabling people who are behaving poorly to use him as a scapegoat. We all saw the clip. Maybe you didn't see the clip yet. Go watch back. Jack Perry ran his mouth. Whatever happened backstage was to be expected. I don't know whose fault it was, but I know Jack Perry did what he did. And this whole witch hunt against CM Punk is hurting AEW. Whether people like it or not, CM Punk is your biggest draw and arguably neck and neck with MJF. If you put Punk on, if you announce right now, Punk will be on Dynamite, the viewers will be higher than they are when he's not. It's facts. He is a guy that wants to contribute. And I'll make a deal with you. If people who work on Collision, the House of Black, or Miro or Andrade or whoever, if you pick me a couple talent from Collision that feel the same way you do, I will eat my words. But it's all the same people that have issues with Punk. But it's not just with Punk. It's with veterans. It's with people who want to tell them what to do. It's with people that don't believe that their indie style of wrestling is best for business. And he might be right. The rest of the show didn't deliver. Facts, Alexis. By the way, we just got Leo going through a table. Bully's not sure what to do with himself. Also trying to remember a lot of storylines are targeted at younger audience, especially in WWE. Yes and no. And that's it. I agree, Mark. But I think there's a time and place for the kiddie stuff. I don't get mad for like a, if you do something a little bit childish or the comic relief. There's always been time for the Mr. Sockos and the Santinos and the, all the kind of dumb shit we get for that younger audience. But at the end of the day, you still have to deliver a product that has some level, and there's always been a balance there. I'm burnt out on Vikingo, 100%. Vikingo, Commander, I'm sure there's a couple others. Every promotion, every weekend, jumping all over the place. He has no story. Yeah, again, it's just a series of matches. And again, there's only so many times you can see the flips and tricks to go, oh, wow. Do you think Brock Anderson is a good fit in WWE NXT? I don't know. I've seen Brock Anderson a few times. I joke that he looks older. Lights out, lights out. We know what this means. We got a lights out, folks. There he is. The Canadian Frankenstein is in the house, and Bully Ray is not having any of it. There we go. Bully Ray and PCO going toe-to-toe. And that table looks like it has Bully's name all over it. But again, training. You put him in the performance center and you develop him. You never know. Wow, Brian Myers with the low blow on PCO, saving Bully Ray. I don't like a lot of what Bully Ray does, but I like him. I think Bully Ray's great. Bully Ray is one of the best heels in all of wrestling. He is an outstanding promo. He can grab that mic and talk shit with the best of them. He is a little blunt and a little abrasive for the younger generation, and I get that. But we're getting vintage Bubba here as they power bomb PCO off the stage. And PCO no sells it. PCO no sells going through a table from off the stage, guys. Oh my God. There goes Moose. There goes Myers. I think Collision has overachieved number-wise in the position that it is. And listen, my theory is this. If you gave the exact people who are creatively running in Collision and creatively involved with Collision, there he is. I knew it. I knew it. Steve Macklin is in the house, and Josh and Steve are wasting no time. He's back. He's back, folks. Josh Alexander is in the building. And so is Steve Macklin. And both men are not holding back here. Swinging. I like it. Like the indie Undertaker, Mark. You can't give him the grand stage. That's the comparable, right? Like it's like on a really amazing minor leaguer. Not quite the same thing. Yeah, now back to Collision. Yeah, I honestly think if you took that group and put them on Wednesdays would do better numbers. I really do. What's up, KJ? I had a good day today. It was hot outside and I stayed hydrated. Good job, Clay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As they're pulling Josh and Macklin apart. But again, we knew these two were going to be. That's how this is very interesting with Alex Shelley and what you do with this story for the last little bit here. But I don't think Shelley's going to have that belt much longer. I think this is your main event rivalry right now. Macklin and Alexander. I love that we can debate on this channel and look at all aspects of the situation. That's what we do, man. And listen, I've seen some channels, some big channels, where somebody will put a thing in the chat, oh, I don't like AEW, and the host will block them. I don't want to control a narrative here. Sorry, EC3. But it's always been the Wrestling Utopia. It's the channel for fans, by fans. My best bud, Nick, started in the chat with you guys. And now he's a mainstay on this channel. But that's all it was. Nick used to battle me on shit. And I said, oh, fuck it. Might as well come and talk to me about it. So that's what we always want to do. And I think that's what more wrestling fans need to do. Just because I'm critical of certain things, or I like Punk better than I like the Bucks, or, you know, I like, you know, whatever. You like WWE more than I do. It's fine. We can talk about it. There's reasons. And again, if it's not toxic, if it's not vile and venomous, then we can have an open discussion, just like any other sport. We can talk about the best pitchers in the league, or the best free throw shooter, or you know, the top point getters on the ice. Like, it's open for discussion, and I'm all for it. The Kingo should have saved as a special attraction for certain matches. They killed his mystique. Yeah, absolutely. But Moose just folds Josh Alexander in half. That might be it. And that's it. Moose picks up the big pin over Josh thanks to Steve Macklin. Wow. So Nick backslides into a W as he takes team heel and gets the win. I was almost right. I thought PCO was going to be the demise of Bullying Gang, but I was wrong. It was Steve Macklin that becomes the X Factor. And Alex Shelley was actually the one that walked out. So there's issues now with Alex Shelley and Josh Alexander. That triple threat match, Alex Shelley, Steve Macklin, Josh Alexander. Let's go. Let's go. PCO is taking up that one. Man, it's a ref bump city. Yeah, well, welcome to Impact. ECW Bubba Ray was vicious on the mic, and he still is. He's good. And even, like, you know, Ring of Honor bully. Like, I think AEW could use a Bully Ray. And maybe not, you know, wrestling a lot, but again, you put him in. Wow, look who's back. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Grace is on our screen. And she looks to be returning to Victory Road. September 8th. Holy shit. It's really exhausting being a wrestling fan. Victory Road is September 8th. Oh my God. No smile. PCO is no Undertaker. He didn't take any platform. Yeah, that's, I mean, again, different. He's like the indie Undertaker. But listen, man, what PCO has done with his life and his career, unbelievable. What's going on with AEW? They can't get along. And their booking is lacking. Tons of fucking talent. Just their booking. They need a better creative direction. And I think All In screamed that to me. Was a better manager, a better producer, a better booker would have been able to give us a little more glitz and glamour. And if you've been watching the WWE for years, and if you go on TV and say, or on the internet and say, this is our WrestleMania, then you got to give us a WrestleMania. We need fucking, you know, we need Liberace. We need Mr. T. We need Muhammad Ali. We need glitz and glamour. We need big matches. We need the crowd shaking. We need that anticipation, that fire, that level, that type of pay-per-view that when it's done, you're exhausted. That's what we expected. That's what we should have got. That's what you set yourself up to deliver, and you didn't. That's the issue there. And right now, the biggest story about AEW is who's beating up who in the back, not what happened in the ring. Sad. He's alive. He's always alive. It's fucking crazy. 6-1. Damian Howe on a fucking impact heater. Jordan Grace, there you go. 6-1. 3-1. Jordan. I'm ravishing Ricky Ramon. I'm ravishing Ricky Ramon. I started as a person in the chat and we went to an indie show and been friends ever since. Beautiful. Love it. That's how we roll. That's how it should be. We are Pro Wrestling Barbershop. I love that, Nick. Just shooting the shit. Way to go, Kenzie Page. Not exactly worth, but Camille had to lose eventually. Did Kenzie take her down? Wasn't she taking on I thought she was wrestling someone else. Everyone should have been counted out by now. Yeah, no kidding, AB. It's welcome to Impact. You're not allowed to do an elbow drop on the ref. That's an end of match. But our main event is ready, folks. I will put it in the chat. Trinity versus Diana. Let me know who are you taking in our main event from beautiful Toronto, Canada. And we are on the final match. Now we are over the 9-hour mark live tonight, folks. 9 hours live. When we say we cover more live wrestling than anybody else, you go find a channel that covered All In and this tonight live straight through. Maybe a couple. I don't want to discount it and be that cocky, but not many, if any. And we will be back at it tomorrow for Raw, NXT. We get some go-home shows for Payback. Dynamite is a go-home show. So keep this in mind, folks. Dynamite this week is a go-home show. And here comes Gail Kim looking like $1,005,000. Damn, the lady got better with age. Diana, Trinity wins. But yeah, Dynamite's a go-home show for All Out. And then we're here Thursday. We're here Friday for the doubleheader. Luna will be back on Thursday to talk about her experience at Emergence. And then Saturday and Sunday, we got back-to-back pay-per-views once again. We'll be here for Collision and Payback. We'll be here for... I'm tired just talking about it. We will be here for All Out, full live, full reaction, unscripted, uncensored, unplanned, unorganized sometimes, but a whole lot of fun. Gail Kim joining commentary. Max Impaler beats Kenzie yesterday for TV title. Kenzie got a match with Camille tonight and won. Wow. All right. Thank you, Mark. So Camille had the belt for what? 815 days? 800 what was the final count on Camille's run? I know it was 800 plus. As Diana Purrazzo making her way to the ring, the virtuoso. We need to settle this tonight for the prediction belt, Damien. We tied. Dun, dun, dun. Mike and Damien going hard. $813 days. I was super close. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Listen, and I know my time, like when we compare her to the other top women in the industry, it's an easy argument for a lot of people, including myself, to say, well, you know what? She didn't really, what was it? And it's funny because a lot of her title run was learning and developing, but you can't take away the fact that she held that belt for 800 days. Here comes Trinity. We're feeling the glow in Toronto. Diana for the win. Diana for the win. Are you mad at me? I'm not mad at anybody, bro. I'm way too vitamined up to get mad. Diana for the win. Sergio, you should have heard the big speech we just, if you were listening, myself and Gianna Forever, we're chatting about how we don't get mad around here. Not very well, that's not true. Right, Nick? But yeah, no, we get mad sometimes, but no, we don't get mad at very much. I am also 6-1, AB. I'm gonna have to do some fact checking here when I go to bed, before I go to bed. Camille versus Markova had a great hardcore match last night. That's what I was thinking. So Camille beats Markova in the hardcore match last night, turns around and loses tonight. That's pretty crazy. Deanna for the win. Trinity to WWE to join the Bloodline and Jimmy. All right. I agree with half of that. I don't know what's going to happen. Is there any chance that Trinity is intrigued at the idea of joining Sasha? DP for the win. All right. I'll leave that alone. I'm 12,045 days old. Right on. I can't do the math, so I'll just whatever. But right now we got both women in the ring. We're getting the announcement, lights down, and we are heading into your main event of Impact Emergence. Like I said, folks, we just eclipsed 9 hours live today. So make sure you take some time, click that like, click that subscribe, help massage that algorithm, keep us growing. I think next weekend marks 17 months. So, I mean, just coming up on a year and a half. So we're just young, but we're growing super fast, and we appreciate it. I'm also 6-1. DP could crash it. There you go. Sasha Banks not medically cleared, aka Mercedes Moné. She's still out for a while. I mean, she did have a knee injury, or it was an ankle. So I mean, I don't know her status. I do think she's not ready to come back yet, but she could be closer than we think. I'm also 6-1. Got that one. Hurricane Jason. I like it. AEW is lacking wrestlers with baseballs to convince Tony and Elite plus Jericho to take a second option for better fans to have long-term happiness in booking. I think I know where you're going with this. And yeah, I mean, again, it's just a matter of you have to be able to be honest with each other. And you know, it's the old saying, iron sharpens iron. If you're not in a partnership or in a work environment where you can push each other to be better, and if you get offended by others who are trying to row the boat in the right direction, it becomes very challenging, especially if the people have the ear of the decision makers. If the decision makers are going to book based on feelings, are going to based on, well, this person will be upset if we do that, and these two don't get along, so we can't do that, it hurts your product. Thank you for being live for 2 shows. It is absolutely our pleasure. Thank you for tuning in to 2 shows. We are humbled. But Deanna and Trinity kicking it off. Does it mean when Mercedes Main was in the crowd tonight, Monet, thank you, is that she's going to sign with AEW, KJ, or Nick? Not necessarily. We've seen other people do this and make an appearance, and like Tony said, we just want to show her around. And you know what? Maybe Soraya's and everybody in the back is getting along outside of the fist fighting with Punk. Yeah, it's a chance to put on, this could be you. Next year you could main event or be one of the main events at Wembley. It's tempting. So that's what it is. It's a bit of a sales pitch. She is a free agent, and I thought there was a good chance she'd go to AEW. I don't know if she fits in AEW, but we'll find out. I'm worried that, and not worried, so to speak, but I have a theory that if Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, signs with AEW, that is her sink or swim moment where she shows the world she's an outstanding wrestler that a lot of people think she is, or she will fall flat where a lot of people think she has. She has a chance to be the top woman in that division. Wow. We're off and rolling here in this women's match. Love Trinity, but time for the Virtuoso to get back. Will this be her 4th or 5th title run? Does anybody know with Deonna Purrazzo? I feel like if she wins tonight, it'll be her 5th. Maybe 6th. People are saying All In is the show of the year. It's not. It's not. It's not the AEW show of the year. Let's be real. And I would love for anybody to debate that with me. It's not the best AEW pay-per-view we got this year. It's not. And I've already gone over several times why I think that. And again, if you want to tell me that pay-per-view tonight was better than Elimination Chamber, I don't think so. Was it better than Mania? I don't think so. Shit, was it better than Ah, shit, Damien. What was the one before Slammiversary? Impact 1000 needs Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle would be really cool. Samoa Joe would be really cool. Will we get anything from AJ? That'll be interesting. But Deonna Purrazzo in control. Exactly. I know you like WWE, and I do not look what happened to the bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, to Jey. Jey Uso left WWE. Jey will be back. I still think we're going to get Jey and Jimmy at Payback, but time will tell. We've been delayed a week due to unfortunate circumstances. But at the end of the day, I like WWE. I like AEW. I quit on WWE, and AEW made me a wrestling fan again. That's why I'm so honest about what's going on in AEW, because AEW made me get back into wrestling. I started an Instagram page because I hated what Jim Cornette was saying about AEW. The more I listened to Jim and the more I watched AEW, the more my opinion started slowly changing. But that's how I ended up on YouTube, was my passion for AEW made me want to talk about it. And then we ended up here. So, love Impact, love a lot of what we get out of Impact. I just love wrestling. When wrestling's done right, it's really fun. It's really good. It's really entertaining. Perhaps she just wanted to watch the biggest wrestling show ever. Perhaps. Or again, she's not dumb. She sits in that audience, and there's people at WWE will get will know very quick Sasha Banks was at All In. It helps. You got to understand, these wrestlers are going to use everything they can to take advantage of having negotiating power. You can then go into a negotiation and say, I want a guaranteed title run. I want this. I want to keep that. Look what Cody Rhodes did when he was going to WWE. He got Vince to buy the brand, including the song, including the Nightmare logo. He bought more than just Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes had put himself in a position of strength. MJF's going to do it. FTR's already done it. Apparently Randy Orton did it. Like, a lot of wrestlers are going to do this, and Sasha's not dumb. She knows her price tag goes up getting caught or getting seen on AEW. And AEW highlighting it. Trinity drops the title. I'm with you on that. Oh, I forgot to hit the button again. Son of a bitch. And will lose soon back to WWE. I mean, it's possible she goes back to WWE. It very much is. But you have some bridges to mend. You really do. Backlash was way better. It really was. And again, not just company to company. I think there was a couple Impact pay-per-views. I wish I could remember the name of the one earlier this year. It's slipping my fucking... Was it Rebellion? It's a really good fucking Impact show. And there was the Revolver show that we were all raving about earlier in the year as well. So, yeah, I think there was other Impact AEW pay-per-views better than today. And maybe I'm crazy, but that doesn't make me a bad AEW fan. But I think earlier shows, I think Revolution was better than All In. I did. I think Double or Nothing had the same kind of shitty build that All In did, so I didn't love Double or Nothing. But I think AEW's done better this year. Double or Nothing was better. There you go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confusing them. Up on the shoulders, Samoan drop. There you go. Trinity on fire. She got her hair done in the Canadian flag. God bless this woman. Was it better than Money in the Bank was in the UK? No, I think Money in the Bank was a pretty good show. That's a good argument. It was very interesting. I have to go back and check. Trying to keep track of all this shit. I think Sasha Banks fits better in Impact Wrestling back to WWE down the road. Maybe. And again, you're always curious. Like, do they come in? Does Trinity sign and end up like Ruby Soho? Just kind of a wandering soul. If Cody Rhodes was still there, none of this bad PR would be happening. Not true. The same thing happened to Cody Rhodes. Do not forget, and I know Cody Rhodes is signed an NDA. He can't specifically talk about certain things, but the same thing happened to Cody. Rumors started going out that Cody was having issues with the EVPs. Then the crowd started booing him. He didn't want to go heel. They booed him more. More stories came out about dissension. And that's what's happened with Punk. That's what's happened with others. Thunder Rosa is a good example, where all of a sudden all these negative stories start going one way. And then Cody's contract was up. He didn't want to deal with the tomfoolery. WWE gave him an offer and an opportunity that he couldn't resist. And he's going to be world champion one day, and he's proud of it. And that's going to be something that he never was in AEW. Triple H discussing a big match at WrestleMania 40 between John Cena and Logan Paul. What do you think of that? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. The promos will be interesting. See if Logan Paul can handle one of the best. Side Russian leg sweep. Nice one. Deanna rolling over. Into the armbar. The salt to the earth. Call it what you will. The disarmor. The virtuoso lock. It's all about clicks and likes and views. It's true. Even here. So make sure you do all that. You now have leverage when you have competition you can go to on either side. And yeah, and then you even have guys like Matt Cardona proving to people that you don't have to sign with either major company, and you can be very wealthy, very comfortable, and very successful and content without going all the way into one of those two companies. Very true. So competition, competition makes things better. And everyone who kind of hates on each company and really gets tribal, you guys got to realize the better these companies do, we're having an outstanding 2023 as wrestling fans. Think about that, right? We just watched 81,000 people in Wembley screaming for wrestling. That's insane. And then we turned on another pay-per-view, and people in the chat are reminding me there was another pay-per-view we didn't watch. We're spoiled as wrestling fans, and there's a lot of good wrestling out there. So we can't forget that at the end of the day. Rebellion, yes, see? Rebellion was solid. AEW's problem is nepotism with friends, brothers, sisters. That's told. It's that and by association with that hurricane, it's when your decision making is impacted by that nepotism. When you can't put your best foot forward, that's a problem. I mean, again, people sometimes get away with nepotism when, all right, we're going to push this person because of the relationship, but they live up to the hype. When you're pushing people that other people come in and they're better than, you start getting bad booking. You get bad decision making, and you get cards that don't deliver what they should have. There you go. I got that one. Rebellion was great. Thank you. Let's go, Deanna. Yeah, absolutely. Logan Paul has hinted. Listen, I saw that. Now, that would be nuclear heat. That would be like Jericho and Don Callis getting together, right? Like, that was the right choice. I don't understand why Jericho tried to go babyface to only be a heel at Wembley. It was really fucking dumb. And again, that's another example of that nepotism and shit that you're talking about. Of somebody needs to look at Jericho dead in the face and say, no, that's a terrible fucking idea. Maybe you should take a few months off. That's what Jericho needs to hear. He is not what he is. And if anybody watched that match tonight and said, unbelievable match, 5 stars. I mean, Meltzer's probably going to give it 5 stars. It's fucking embarrassing because at the end of the day, Will Ospreay wasn't the Will Ospreay we know. We know he can do more. We can know he can do things at a faster pace. Wow, SOS. Kick out by Deanna, right? Like, that's my complaint. Does anyone in the chat right now think that was the best Will Ospreay we've ever seen tonight? No, because he was in the ring with a guy 20 years older than him that is past his prime, that won't let go, that keeps getting booked in main events, that keeps getting to be the leader of factions. He needs to take a break. We need to miss Jericho. Trinity retains because she just won it. All right, I'm not there yet. I see what you're saying. Yes, no. No. Look what happened with Nick Aldis. He didn't even win it. He left. You could do hashtag WWE. Help me understand. Jericho was gassed early. True story. Jericho was gassed early. And again, you tell me if it was Osprey versus Kenny, or Osprey versus Jay White, or Osprey versus Adam Page, that wouldn't have been a better match than Osprey Jericho. Am I wrong? Even if you're like, I know our buddy Sergio doesn't like WWE, fine. But would you have not rather seen a better booking for Will Ospreay at this big show? I think so. Yeah, we're going for the Queen's Gambit, not working. We all just need to enjoy a time we never thought we would have again. Let's enjoy the wrestling, and we are getting 100%. Enjoy it. And again, I enjoyed the show. I just feel like it could be better, and that's my right as a person that paid to watch it. Kenzie Page defeats Camille to got that one. I think that's awesome. Best thing of all in, we didn't get a full Fozzy concert. True. What is another Fozzy song? I know Judas. What name another Fozzy song? I can't. Yeah, I know someone's going to prove me wrong here, but I don't know many Jericho songs. This match shouldn't have been booked. What match shouldn't have been booked? You could do Ash, got that one. Trinity retains because she just won it, got that one as well. Fozzy aging right before and doing the entrance was not a smart move for Jericho. It is what it is. I knew they were going to do it. I don't fault them. I didn't hate it. I actually didn't mind Jericho's entrance. You're going to get some big entrances. We actually didn't have as many big entrances as I thought we were going to get, but we had some nice touches. Soraya with her family was a nice touch. I didn't hate it. I didn't even hate the sing-along. And again, you got to remember, Judas, listen, for all the bad shit I say about Jericho, Judas has been a staple of AEW for 4 years. And we're topping. And still, your Impact Knockouts champion, Deonna. Nope. Trinity Fatu. I lied. Deonna tapped out. Deonna Purrazzo taps out. Trin needs Sandpaper by Fozzy featuring M Shadows is a great jam. Also, they do a great cover of Big City Nights. They are much better live band than studio. See, I heard the opposite, Smile Mark. Sebastian Bach's whole issue with Jericho was he lip syncs live and he's better in studio. I love the song Fozzy Sandpaper. There you go. All right. Fuck me. If you want to talk about WWE, I do all the hashtags, Sergio. Thank you. I think Sergio has selective reading or hearing at this point. I like that song. There you go. Listen, this sucks. What sucked? You don't like the main event? Main event was okay. A little flat. In Chicago, the biggest pay-per-view of the year coming up. 6-2. And there we go. That is Emergence. If y'all want to get your ratings in the chat, let me know what you rate Emergence, and I'll take your records. Damian pulls off 7-1. I think he's going to be our new champion. Steals a belt. You know what? This card tonight, Emergence felt like Money in the Bank. Of like somebody won it earlier today, and then Damian came in and stole it. This is like Damian's Money in the Bank. Will Ospreay returns to Impact October 21st. That's the last thing we saw on Emergence. Will Ospreay returns to Impact on October 21st. You heard it here, folks. And that's it. Finally, all the wrestling in the book. So 7-1. Congratulations, Damian. There you go. Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins, the heist of the century here on All Out or All In Day. The outcome sucked for Deonna. Fair enough. You know what? Trinity, again, if she's not going anywhere, she's your biggest name. So yeah, letting her continue to carry the ball. Part of me is, again, presumptuous maybe she was on her way out. But again, right now she's doing good and she's a big fish in a small pond. Big win over Deonna. But Jordan Grace and Trinity Fatu is next. Do you like Triple H? I really do. He's one of the GOATs. He's one of my favorite ever. Smart man. Camille versus Jordan Grace. Very interesting. Very interesting. Sebastian Bach is a fraud. It's so I was just joking. But plain black t-shirt that was signed by his roadie. I don't trust anything he says. Yeah, no, it's fucking Sebastian Bach. He was on Trailer Park Boys. Emergence was a 7.5 out of 10. Nice. Will Ospreay signed with Impact. Did he officially sign? Because I'm curious, but he returns. So that's always, we got to decipher that. 8 out of 10 for Emergence. 8 out of 10 for Emergence. Good show, I guess. Interesting. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was overall pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Yeah, I enjoyed it tonight. Lots of good matches. I do not like Triple H at all. Why? You can keep saying, you can make statements, but on this channel you got to back it up. Why don't you like Triple H? What is Triple H doing wrong? What could he do better? I can tell you why I like him in and out of the ring. I think he's a phenomenal mind, and I think the more Triple H we get and the less Vince McMahon we get, the better that company is going to do. No real buzz on Impact. I mean, it is what it is. It's Impact. It's all about the game and how you play it. 8 out of 10, solid show. AB, I'm with you. I thought it was a really good, solid show. I thought all the matches were, I know the 8-man tag got a little wonky with PCO, but Macklin makes a return. That's going to be huge for Macklin. Josh Alexander. Issues between Shelley and Alexander is also awesome. Good for business. Deanna losing. Jordan Grace saying she's coming back. Will Ospreay's coming back. Victory Road's a couple weeks away. I like tonight. I really enjoyed tonight's show. And again, you grade on a curve as far as expectation goes. This was a really solid show for Impact. This is the first time I've won anything in a while. Damien, congratulations, man. All you can do is keep trying, and one day you might hit jackpot. Bloodline. That's a thing. Yes. Thank you. AEW needs to have pay-per-views on streaming services. Amen, Michael. If they're going to jam pack them into back-to-back weekends and such, they really do need to do that. I don't know what's taking so long with Tony and the streaming service. Even if you took the platform, I don't think the Honor Club, which I'm a member of, I don't think it's really bang for your buck. And I think if you just turn that into an AEW platform as well, and put some library and options in there, that'd be great. But they need to find a way to stream. They 100% need to find a way to stream. It's tough, $100. And if you weren't thrilled with All In, do you want to go drop your money at All Out? It's tough. Trinity versus Jordan next. Kyle, I'm with you on that 100%. Here, I don't know actually. Where does Deanna go from here? That's a phenomenal question. I'm really kind of torn. Does Deanna take some time off? She's been such a mainstay for so long. And again, I said it would be your 5th or 6th knockout title. So she puts Trinity over. I don't know. Maybe she just falls into the background for a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough question right now. I give AEW 10. Great. You're wrong, but great. And I'm all ears to why you do that. And specifically, overall as a company or as a show. Very curious about that as well. Reasons I don't like Triple H. Oh wow, Mark jumping in. He rode coattails on top, not true. And played the authority gimmick in every role past DX. Kind of. He is a great ring performer. Yes, absolutely, but not a fan of his tactics. I think he did great. And I think you got to remember when people say he held coattails, this is a guy that basically made it possible for Shawn Michaels to be an active wrestler for years, because he had to carry his fucking messed up ass around. Triple H back. See, to me, when you see riding coattails, would be a guy that rode coattails but never pulled it off. But when he got in the ring with The Rock, when he got in the ring with Mankind, when he got in the ring with whoever, he dominated. He was outstanding. He was a talent. He could go with everybody. And he was the type of guy that took a lot of L's to put other guys over. And I think people miss that. And then people get caught up on the Stephanie thing. But to me, that's one of the smoothest moves ever. Fuck it. I'm going to marry the boss's daughter. Take over all this shit. It's what the Click wanted to do from day one, take over everything. So yeah, I'm a big Triple H fan for a lot of reasons. Him being the authority figure or the leader made sense. He was the top guy. Him and Evolution as the leader made sense. Evolution was one of the best factions ever. What else we got? Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. I like him. One of the goats for me. Do you see anything happening in the future? My Magic 8 Ball says I'm going to sleep. That's about it. Yeah, great point. Thank you. I feel like AEW will end up streaming on Max, possibly. Very possible. Very interesting. Kyle says 8 out of 10. I like that. Love the tributes tonight. Thank you. Thank you to the companies that did it. Triple H is an all-time great. Y'all need to stop. Triple H is one of the most dastardly heels and the great performers. Who cares about his tactics? I don't. They all had tactics. Steve Austin walked out when he didn't like his booking. Shawn Michaels was a shit show and barely wanted to work with anybody. The list goes on. Hogan's of the world. If you're a top guy, you got to have some ability to function in the jungle. Like that sounds dirty and paused, but you got to find a way to get through all of it. And listen, Triple H ate shit for the curtain call and didn't quit, didn't go home, didn't go to WCW. He could have went to WCW with his friends. He ate shit for a year and then turned it into one of the best careers ever. And still to this day, Triple H's return to MSG is one of the biggest pops I've ever heard. You got me going on Triple H. I'm trying to wind down. Do you like Vince McMahon? No, not particularly. I don't love the guy. I don't think he's with the times. Clearly, he's had some horrible issues and allowed his money to cash checks that he could cash. Fucking figure that out. No, I don't know what you're getting at specifically. That's a very vague question, Sergio. In ring, yes, Triple H was great. Not a fan of his character and authority gimmicks. Yeah, and I guess again, it depends what age you are, and if you're very familiar with the authority Triple H, who did some fucked up shit, like all of a sudden he wins the world title, you're like, wait, what happened there? But at the end of the day, I think that him leading into that, he had so much good shit, and what he did with DX, you guys can't diminish how good he was in the initial rendition of DX. And then when he took the ball, when Shawn went home and lost his smile and hurt his back, Triple H killed it. Brought in X-Pac, and they, that shit going to CNN and stuff, amazing. That you can't give him. Oh, he was just riding coattails. He was part of something really cool. Triple H loves the business, and that's it. He's a Killer Kowalski guy. Like he's like a guy that went through the ringer. He gets it, and if he could wrestle, he still would be wrestling. That's the business you need to hunger for and shine. 7 out of 10 for Impact Emergence. Thank you, Jack. 7 out of 10 is fair. What is your favorite Triple H faction that he's ever had? Evolution. I loved Evolution. I thought it was so well put together when they had all the gold and they would just fuck up everybody. They didn't care. And it didn't matter who your favorite wrestler was. If Evolution was fucking with them, it was a good time. And like I said, what he did with DX as a younger wrestling fan, yeah, of course. I mean, what he did with DX was outstanding. Still to this day, one of my favorite things was when they read off the letter from the network about their language. Fucking classic shit. Classic shit that you'd never get away with now, right? Driving down the street with a can in between your again, it is what it is, but it was fun. So, but I think Evolution. Triple H is a legend. Get some rest, bro. Yeah, thank you, guys. We'll talk about Triple H tomorrow. Everybody say goodnight. Sub KJ, not highly, but doubt it. Deanna take time off or come back with Chelsea Green. It's a possibility. I would love to see Deanna Prazo get a chance on a big stage. She's really solid. She's a really talented wrestler, and the virtuoso gimmick as a heel, it works so well. Exactly. You got to defend your own self to be a top. Amen. And you got to scratch and claw. You're in there with ruthless people fucking you every day. Pause. But you got to do what you got to do. Yo, dudesy, big dog. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Deanna to WWE would be great. I'm down. See Deanna Prazo back in WWE, possibly. Remember, she does have a relationship with Britt Baker, and she would be one of the top women if she signed with AEW, right? That's the other play sometimes you got to consider. Like when you talk about Sasha Banks, She could go to WWE and be like 4th or 5th on the list, or she could go to AEW and be the #1 cat. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. That's things that got to be weighed out. 9 out of 10 from Chris. Nice. Yes, Omania was 2 years slow burn. Yes, Omania was amazing. And I mean, again, if you don't, Omania doesn't exactly become what it does without a Triple H. Like, without the Authority fucking with him the way they did, we maybe never get to that moment. You needed that. Triple H versus Rocky Maivia IC title feud was a classic. 100%. And I truly, personally love the Triple H. I thought Triple H and Foley did a lot of good work together. But I thought Triple H was good with Austin. I thought he was in the ring. Yeah, he did well against the Guerreros, the Benoits, and these are guys he put over a lot of times. Yeah, I'm just a big fan. The King of Kings for a reason. I see Impact as WWE's 4th brand. If that makes sense, I like watching Impact when I'm able to, because it reminds me of WWE. Feels like an equal to NXT. Really dig it sometimes. Listen, some weeks, Impact's the best show of the week. Not often, but it does happen. And again, because of the people, you got Scott D'Amore there. You had Callis there, but he had to leave for multiple reasons. But you have a lot of former talent. You have experienced talent. Brian Myers. You have Eddie Edwards, who's been around forever. Callahan. You go through the list. Even Rhino's kicking around somewhere. You have a lot of people with a lot of experience. They understand. And again, Impact, what they understand really well is the psychology of wrestling. Might be a little wonky and a little cartoony at times, and sometimes there's witches and goblins and ghouls, but the actual main event stuff is always pretty good. Plus a lot of former WWE talent. There you go. Just exactly. Yeah, I agree with you there, sir. Hunter Hearst Helmsley became Triple H. Yes, he did. Very well. Camille could be a free agent too. That'd be very interesting. I'm really curious what Camille could do. I do not like Triple H. I do not like them, Sam I am. Okay, Sergio. I just gave you a million reasons why, but I appreciate your statement. Dude, Gunther is just 10 days away from matching Honky IC's title reign, and he will beat it. We're going to get through this week. We're going to get through Payback. He may lose that belt to Chad, but he isn't doing it yet. 10 days. Will Zack Ryder Cardona ever go back? I think so eventually. Because I think the indie thing's great, and it's been prosperous for him. But even that will slow down. You can only go to so many places so many times. And again, it's money. Money talks. And nothing's out of the realm of possibility when you're dealing with big money. So maybe. What are you seeing happening tomorrow, Dirk? We'll talk about it tomorrow, bud. I'm gassed. I'm coming up on 10 hours live. I do not like him in a boat. I do not like him with a goat. I do not like him here or there. I do not like him anywhere. And speaking of that, it's been a day of psychology for wrestling. There you go. I wanted to see the Edgeheads reunite one more time. That would have been lovely. But yeah, I mean, again, I think sometimes a guy like Triple H gets overlooked because he was kind of the supporting guy. Like, he has that feud with The Rock. The Rock goes on. It's like Scott Hall kind of guys, where Scott Hall never really did get his flowers. Was never a world champion. He was always the guy kind of helping out the world champion, where, yes, Triple H had his title runs, but a lot of times with him being such a good dickhead, excuse my language, but being that type of guy, it made baby faces great. Even Triple H and Angle had some really good shit. But that's all I say. I'm done. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out like Deonna Purrazzo. Yeah, that was funny, actually. Good night, Sergio. I like Triple H. I'm gonna go curl up on my WWE pillows. But all that being said, folks, we thank you so much. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I know you know that. I am KJ. Big Nick's gone to bed. Luna Havoc was at the show. We're gonna get some feedback from her. It's gonna be a lot of fun this week as we head all the way into Payback and All Out. The channel that watches more live wrestling just keeps getting fed more live wrestling. Who knew? But thank you. I hope you enjoyed the shows. Thank you for your ratings. Go check out all our links. Follow us in the Discord. Follow us everywhere. Go get yourself a cool little t-shirt. Be a part of the family. And thank you so much. Whew, what a day. See you tomorrow. See you on the flip side. Good night.